Is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Irving, one-on-one with Washington. Kyrie, saucy!
Uncle Drew can do a lot of things in his old age. Dribble around opponents, take it to the hole and dunk, and emphasize how this game has always been about buckets.
I get buckets.
But the one thing he doesn't have? The vaccine. Uncle Drew, a.k.a. Kyrie Irving, still hasn't been vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus. Because of this, Kyrie can't participate in any regular season games in the state of New York. Can you imagine what Nets general manager Sean Marks is thinking right now? He has one of the best, if not the best, point guards in the NBA at creating his own shot. Now, this is a free country, and Irving has every right to not get the vaccine. But on the surface, it seems like a very selfish move, especially for a Nets team who could be unstoppable whenever Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant are the trifecta on the court. So now Marks has to consider the best alternative for the Nets. Should they keep Irving and deal with the constant media circus that comes with having Kyrie on the roster? Or should Brooklyn trade Kyrie, even if that means trading him for 75 cents on the dollar? And with Omicron rearing its ugly head at NBA players and creating COVID-19 health protocols, the virus is clearly very contagious. Just look at the Nets, for example. As recently as Christmas Day, the Nets had 10 players in COVID-19 health protocols, which includes Irving, Durant, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge sometimes starts in the front court for the Nets. So Brooklyn was essentially missing 3 starters on December 25th due to Omicron. Omicron is clearly very contagious, and with Irving not having a single Pfizer or Moderna shot, there's a good chance that Irving could spread the virus back to his teammates. And since Irving can't even play in some of these games, even if he's not in the coronavirus contact tracing protocol, he's basically more of a liability than an asset. The issue is no team wants to deal with this constant Irving COVID circus, including the Nets. Irving is a borderline Hall of Famer once he retires, but his crazy big contract, as well as his off-the-court problems, can force teams to avoid trading for this potential locker room cancer. Even before COVID, Irving was a terrible leader once he got traded to the Boston Celtics. And since joining the Nets, Irving has been anything but a saint. Since becoming a resident of New York City, Irving has missed games voluntarily due to several reasons. One of them was for Black Lives Matter and rejecting the 2020 NBA bubble. Before the vaccine became available to people below the age of 50, he was still refusing to wear a mask at public gatherings. Irving clearly doesn't understand the seriousness of COVID. Everybody has their opinions on the vaccine, but he was against wearing masks even before the vaccine was allowed for public injection. Still, he's under contract, and as long as he doesn't retire or commit any illegal acts, it's going to be hard for the Nets to sue for breach of contract. If the Nets determine they're in salary cap hell, which they are, and think that they would be a better team without Kyrie, it might be time to trade this former all-star point guard versus keeping him. Are there any takers for Kyrie? Possibly, but there hasn't been any serious trade talks. Another issue for the Nets is Kyrie loves playing in the Big Apple. I don't really blame him, and according to Nick Wright from Fox Sports 1, he would rather retire than play for another team. No team would trade for Kyrie if he immediately retires. However, mindsets can change, and with the Bulls and Bucks playing some very good basketball as of late, there are no guarantees the Nets even make it to the NBA Finals. Durant and Harden aren't getting any younger, so Irving has to be a little open-minded to the idea of a trade. He would also get to be the number 2 scoring option again, a role he thrived at during his glory years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The most recent trade rumor was the Dallas Mavericks, but according to Mark Stein, Mavericks owner Mark Cuban adamantly denies pursuing the Nets starting point guard. And for good reason. Luka Doncic loves playing point guard, and Kyrie is probably too small to play shooting guard. The Mavs would have to have two ball-dominant guards in their backcourt. And as we saw in Houston with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, that strategy is usually doomed to fail. Even when Chris Paul was in Houston, that marriage with the beard became a divorce in less than 5 seasons. What's really interesting is, as recently as a couple of months ago, Philadelphia was rumored to be a good fit to trade for Irving. However, the Nets don't want to trade him within the division because the whole point is to get to the NBA Finals. The 76ers are, of course, in the Eastern Conference and could be a major roadblock to their path to a championship. Also, teams don't go like trading away marquee players in the same conference, much less the same division. Ergo, the Nets don't want to play against Irving in an Eastern Conference playoffs. However, the anonymous NBA executive said Philadelphia would make sense if the Nets see any value in Ben Simmons. My take would be to avoid Simmons with a 10-foot pole, especially if the trade involves Irving. Kyrie Irving has his off-the-court issues and major personality question marks, but he's still a player who can average 50, 40, 90 shooting percentage numbers. A 50, 40, 90 season means you shoot at least 50% from two-point land, 40% from behind the arc, and 90% from the free throw line. Simmons is so bad offensively that he shies away from open dunks. I hate to use the word the yips, but something clearly wasn't right for him during last year's playoffs. He hasn't played a single game this season due to his unwavering stance and not wanting to play another possession with the 76ers. As such, his trade value is at an all-time low. Also, the Nets have Patty Mills as their current starting guard, and Mills is a former NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs. Legendary Spurs head coach Greg Popovich is a big fan of his former point guard, so there's no doubt he can run the Nets offense whenever Kyrie can't play due to COVID protocol or injury. Simmons just isn't a necessary key to success for the Nets. In fact, whenever Aldridge plays or starts with the Nets, they have 3 players on the court with a player efficiency rating of 20 or better. Aldridge has a better PER this season than Harden. That's important because it shows the Nets they don't necessarily need Irving, Simmons, or any other flashy point guard when Harden, Durant, and Aldridge are all healthy. They just need a competent guy who can run the one position with grace and professionalism. Patty Mills fills that role just fine. However, the Nets might need some extra firepower in the playoffs, and it would be nice to see if their former investment in Kyrie can lead to an NBA championship. Is there really a point in trading the former number 1 overall draft pick if you get nothing of value back for him? A Simmons for Irving trade would basically just be about starting over and getting a player who can pass better and comes with less baggage. Unfortunately, Simmons comes with his fair share of baggage, and he can't even shoot mid-range jumpers or free throws. Dallas would make a lot more sense for the Nets than Philadelphia. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic could coexist in the backcourt. Do the Nets even want Kristaps Porzingis since they already have Aldridge and Blake Griffin? It's hard to say. The good news for Brooklyn is he has a player option going into next season. This just means if things go sour in Brooklyn and he doesn't like head coach Steve Nash or his role in the offense, he could reject $36 million and sign elsewhere for the 2022-2023 season. Would he really deny $36 million when his goal was to play with Durant? Things can certainly change for Irving's overall happiness if the Nets get eliminated in the Eastern Conference Finals. There just aren't a lot of legitimate contenders who need Irving's services, are willing to take on his contract, and can handle his lackluster defense. We've already mentioned Dallas before. The other 2 franchises who come to mind make sense, but it's hard to say if Irving would enjoy playing in a mid-major market. The Utah Jazz were so close last season to competing for a championship. One of the main reasons they fell short against the LA Clippers was a lack of explosiveness on the offensive end. Irving would solve that almost immediately since he's great at creating his own shot and driving to the rim. Once again, though, would he be happy playing in Utah? The Jazz also had some defensive struggles during last season's playoffs, something that Irving wouldn't fix. If the Jazz want to go all in and compete with Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference, Irving would give them a much better chance in doing so than with Mike Conley manning the point. Conley is a solid leader and point guard, but when push came to shove, the Jazz could not consistently compete against Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and the Clippers. The Jazz would make the most sense for a trade. If Irving would only be happy in a major market, the Clippers come to mind as Irving would definitely be a better option at point guard than Reggie Jackson. However, the Clips don't have as many trade pieces as the Jazz do. The Nuggets are a very interesting trade destination if Kyrie would love to play with the reigning MVP. According to Nuggets head coach Michael Malone, Jamal Murray won't be back by February. However, the Nets don't really care too much about the regular season. As long as Murray can be healthy and available for the playoffs, they could get a younger player who can be just as explosive as Kyrie with less off-the-court baggage, assuming Murray can rehab from an ACL injury in flying colors. The Nuggets might be willing to consider moving on from Jamal Murray if Kyrie passes a physical and his knees are determined to be in great shape. The Nuggets don't want to waste Nikola Jokic's prime, and the Denver Post acknowledges that Denver wants an upgrade at the wing anyway. The Nuggets need to win games now due to their mediocre record, and there's no guarantee that Murray will be the same player coming off his ACL injury and subsequent rehabilitation. Brooklyn knows this, but they could also use a fresh start from the Uncle Drew anti-vaccine drama. The Nets have enough offense with Harden and Durant. They might just need to move on from Irving to create a more stable locker room. Regardless, it's going to be hard for the Nets to move him. Besides his huge contract, some of his former assistant coaches admit that Kyrie Irving is a wild card. On bad days, Irving wouldn't talk to anyone and go off script in some of the normal defensive schemes and the offensive play calls. In essence, the coaching staff don't know which version of Irving will enter the gym. Some coaches would avoid a wild card persona like Irving. Other teams might be desperate enough to take on Irving's contract, especially if his agents tell him he would be interested in opting out and testing the free agent market. Trading for Kyrie could be advantageous if you're close to winning a championship, but your current roster isn't enough to do so. The Nets would prefer to trade to a Western Conference team, so teams like Utah, Denver, and Los Angeles at least make some sense. And if you only have Irving for one season, his no vaccination status would only be a slight distraction for that one season. But what do you think? Should the Nets try to aggressively trade Irving or see if they can win a championship this summer? Make sure to comment your thoughts below and subscribe to Sports Broadcast Solutions. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
First and foremost, I would describe the typical Northside student as teenagers. Whether they're at Northside or any other place, teenagers are teenagers. Northside students specifically, I would say that you have everything from your students who are really into athletics to students who are quirky and into dance or into special clubs. So there's a wide variety of interests. Again, going back to that diversity, there are so many different types of students, but I think one of the great things about Northside students is you'll see that mix, that kind of cross-collaboration of interests, whether it's academics, so your math student might also be the dance student who speaks 2 different languages or 3 different languages. So there's this wonderful, wonderful range with our students. I think I would be remiss if I didn't point out that our students are incredibly kind and supportive to each other. So we see that on a daily basis, even in the way that they've been supporting each other the last 7 months and the way that they're continuing to support each other right now. I would describe the Northside teachers and staff as super dedicated. They are experts in their fields. They're experts who are dedicated to learning and growing with teenagers. Not only that, they're dedicated to continuing to learn and grow in their practice. So our faculty and staff are incredibly supportive of our students. They're incredibly supportive of each other. And I feel like I am lucky to be able to work with such a dedicated faculty and staff on a regular basis. Last year, we didn't get a chance to celebrate our 20th anniversary, but this school has been in existence for 20 years. And I was lucky enough to be a faculty member when the school opened in 1999 and then come back as the principal of Northside. And the way in which the school has stayed true to the founding principles, and we've learned and we have grown with our students and how our student population has changed over the years. I'm very, very proud of that, and I know that in the upcoming days, upcoming months, upcoming years, this school will continue to adapt to serving the needs of students in Chicago public schools and serving the kids that are in front of us each and every day. So I'm really proud of the work that we do.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Payton supports me. I met my bestest friends here. We love 34.
The reason why I love Payton.
My favorite thing at Payton.
My favorite thing at Payton.
I love Payton because
I love Payton because
my favorite thing about Payton.
My favorite thing at Payton.
One thing that I really like about Payton is the diversity.
It's an incredibly diverse school.
It's just like so many different vibrant personalities.
We have students here from all over different parts of the city. My favorite thing about Payton would probably be how interesting everyone is.
I love a sense of community and I feel really supported here.
Everyone is so friendly to each other and everyone helps each other when you need it.
I love the fact that the students are more collaborative than competitive.
Everyone is like working together to like learn together.
I feel like I'm just surrounded by a group of my POs that accepts me and who's nice to me.
everybody's just nice, and it's really great.
The building is beautiful, so it's really nice to come to every morning.
One thing I really like is this view. In biology class, we have binoculars, so I like coming up here and looking for certain birds. I've seen a lot of different birds and stuff like that.
I really like the academics. I'm learning a lot. My favorite class has been AP US History.
My favorite class is Computer Science.
Physics.
AP Capstone. I also really like AP Microeconomics.
I really like AP Bio this year. My teacher is really fun and engaging.
My favorite thing about Payton is my connections with my teachers and how much they care.
The teachers are always available.
I love the support that I get.
I really appreciate them taking the time to be there for us when we need it.
I love the sports here.
Principal Divine, he's really friendly. If you see him in the hallway, he's always smiling.
The staff is really great.
I love that there's block scheduling because it gives me a lot more free time.
I love all of the different environments in which we can learn. Enrichments, seminars, clubs.
It just gives you so many choices.
You have the opportunity to do anything you're interested in.
My favorite thing at Payton is the freedom. The ability for us to express ourselves.
It lets you explore stuff that you probably wouldn't have in a different school.
And I love all the different opportunities to get involved.
It's just an amazing environment to be in.
I really enjoy coming to school every single day.
Game 163 is taking place between the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. It's in the bottom of the 13th inning, a tie score at 8-8. The winner of this game gets a date with the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Division Series. This is obviously a must-watch TV baseball game. I mean, who doesn't want to watch a one-game playoff that goes into extra innings? However, to fully appreciate what happens next, we have to know the history of both franchises. We have to understand that neither of these ball clubs have won a World Series. Even crazier, one of these teams hasn't even won a postseason series. To get a better grasp of this moment, we need to use a time machine. In other words, we need to rewind. The Rockies have Matt Holliday on third base and less than 2 outs. This is crucial because any fly ball to the outfield can theoretically send the Rockies to the National League Division Series on sacrifice fly. However, the mere fact that the Rockies are hosting this one-game playoff is crazy to think about. Back on September 15th, the Rockies were just 76-72. Yeah, you heard me right. Just 16 days ago, the Rockies were barely above 500. So how the heck are the Rockies even tied with the Padres for the National League wildcard spot? As Al Davis would say,
just win, baby.
Just win, baby. Yeah, the Rockies have sure won a lot of games lately. An unfathomable 10-game winning streak from September 16th until September 27th saw the Rockies go from 4.5 games back of the Padres to just 1. In a twist of fate, the Rockies swept the Padres during that winning streak to get back into the NL wildcard race. But hey, that was just a lucky winning streak, right? There's no way this ball club led by Clint Hurdle could win 2 out of 3 against the first-place Arizona Diamondbacks and sneak into the playoffs, correct? And if you answered anything but yes to those questions, you'd be dead wrong. Arizona ended Colorado's winning streak during Game 1 of the crucial 3-game set, but after dominating the Diamondbacks 11-1 on September 29th, the Rockies held on for a 4-3 win on the last day of the regular season. Nail-biting wins have been nothing new to the Rockies and their fan base. One of their wins during the 12-1 finish to the regular season included a 14-inning victory over the Padres. But have the Rockies simply taken the wild card away from the Padres, or did San Diego majestically crumble down the stretch? Well, it's a little bit of both. Entering MLB game action on September 16th, the Padres were 80-67. They ended up finishing the year at 89-73. So a 9-6 record in their last 15 games is nothing to be embarrassed about from your ball players. But a 3-game sweep at the hands of the Rockies was still pretty bad, especially considering that all 3 games were at Petco Park. Also, the Padres had the Brewers down to their last strike on September 29th, but Tony Gwynn Jr. knocked a game-tying triple off Trevor Hoffman to send the game into extra innings. How brutal irony is that? The son of the greatest Padre ever quite possibly stopped you from going to the playoffs. What gets lost in the shuffle is that the Rockies were actually a third-place team in the wildcard race prior to their incredible finish. The Dodgers were up 3 games on the Rockies after all the games concluded on September 15th. So what the heck happened to the Dodgers? It's hard to exactly say why they simply forgot to play baseball, but their final record speaks for itself. On September 15th, the Dodgers were 10 games over 500. By September 30th, the team barely finished with a winning record at 82-80. You can't make this stuff up. The Dodgers went from 79-69 and just 1.5 games back on San Diego for the wild card spot to finishing 7 games back of both Colorado and San Diego. Colorado literally had to sweep Los Angeles to knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs, and the Rockies did just that from September 25th until September 27th. The Dodgers might be known for playoff choking nowadays, but late-season chokes are nothing new to the Dodger faithful. Anyway, back to the Padres and Rockies. The Rockies were 12-1 down the stretch, but a minor choke job by the name of Ron Burgundy allowed Colorado to host a 1-game playoff. The Padres were 2 games ahead of the Rockies on September 29th, meaning they just had to win either of their next 2 games against the Milwaukee Brewers or one Rockies loss the next 2 days clinched a wild card spot for Bud Black's team. The 2007 Milwaukee Brewers were actually in first place of the NL Central Division during most of the regular season, but a late surge by the Cubs, as well as a collapse, saw the Brewers outside of the playoffs for yet another year. They still played spoilers, though, and after dispatching the Padres in 11 innings on September 29th, the Brew Crew disallowed September 30th from being the Padres' clinch day. A very convincing 11-6 win for Milwaukee as the Padres had to fly from Milwaukee to Denver for a National League West grudge match. Just like that, Game 163 determined who would win the National League wild card. This was huge for Rockies fans as their favorite baseball team hadn't sniffed the postseason since 1995. Colorado began as an expansion franchise in 1993, and the Rockies earned the first ever NL wildcard spot in 1995. The Rockies fought hard in the division series against the Atlanta Braves, but the eventual World Series champion Braves took care of the Blake Street Bombers 3-1. But since then, the Rockies have always found ways to lose games. More importantly, it's their pitching staff who seemingly always lets them down. Even when the Rockies won the wild card in 1995, you probably don't know any of their starting pitchers. Kevin Ritz, Bill Swift, and Marvin Freeman were arguably their 3 best pitchers that season. Colorado was so desperate for starting pitching help that they signed Mike Hampton to an unreal 8-year, $121 million contract after the 2000 season concluded. All of the money in Major League Baseball is guaranteed, by the way, so why would the Rockies sign a pitcher to an 8-year deal? Simply put, it's hard to find free agent pitchers who want to pitch in Coors Field, the home ballpark of the Rockies where the ball hits the mile-high wind and sails out of play. If you don't remember Mike Hampton playing for the Rockies, you're not the only one. He only lasted 2 years in Denver, with his last season being a dreadful 6.14 ERA and opponents batted .313 against him. So for the Rockies to be successful, they usually need to outslug teams. But that wasn't exactly the case in 2007. Jeff Francis won 17 games for the Rockies this season. Ubaldo Jimenez was on this team, and the relatively unknown Aaron Cook posted an ERA under 4.2. In a nutshell, this surprising Rockies team can play a little small ball and outpitch teams as well. But tonight has been anything but a pitcher's duel. In a typical Coors Field shootout, the Rockies blew an early 3-0 lead. The San Diego Padres swiftly answered with 5 runs in the top of the third, and it looked like the Padres finally hit their stride in this do-or-die playoff game. And while the Rockies are unknown for playoff success, the history of the San Diego Fathers isn't a happy story either. The Padres have been to the World Series twice, but they've only been to the postseason a grand total of 5 times coming into tonight. Since joining Major League Baseball in 1969, the Padres have mostly been an afterthought in the National League West. Coming into the 2007 MLB season, Bruce Bochy had enough with postseason disappointments, and he left for greener pastures in San Francisco. Some Padres fans felt it was treason as Bochy led the team to division titles in 2005 and 2006. While they were back-to-back NL West crowns, the 2005 team barely finished with a winning record, and after being swept by the Cardinals in the NLDS, Bruce Bochy's team finished the year under 500 at 82-83. The 2006 squad was much better, but those pesky Cardinals were still too much for San Diego to handle. San Diego had a home field advantage for the division series, but Bochy's crew only scored a single run in their first 2 postseason games. The offense was slightly awake when they entered Busch Stadium. A 3-1 win in Game 3 gave San Diego fans new hope, but it was quickly taken away during Game 4. 6 unanswered runs by St. Louis gave the Cardinals the series win and yet another postseason disappointment in Southern California. Bud Black took the 2007 job after Bochy left for the hated Giants. Led by NL Cy Young winner Jake Peavy, the Padres were in first place in the NL West as late as September 3rd. Peavy got the nod for this one-game playoff. It was his turn in the rotation since he hadn't pitched since September 26th. But for whatever reason, the best pitcher in the National League was anything but clutch tonight. 3 straight Rockies got on base to start off the bottom of the first, and after Yorvit Torrealba cranked a bomb to left field, the Rockies led 3-0 after 2 innings of baseball. Starting pitcher Josh Fogg was sent out in the top of the third to preserve the lead, but he simply wasn't up for the task. Peavy helped out his own cause with a leadoff single. Brian Giles found his way to first base with a walk, and after Scott Hairston hit a single to load the bases, Adrian Gonzalez emptied them with a game-changing grand slam. Fogg still couldn't settle down after the grand salami. Khalil Green and Josh Bard both got on base via the hit, forcing Fogg to intentionally walk Jeff Blum to load the bases. Brady Clark then made a solid contact with a ground ball to shortstop, and his speed forced the Rockies to just get the force out at second base. Just like that, it's now a 5-3 lead for Peavy and the Padres.
Matsui didn't get anything on this throw. Blum was all over him. He was a little off balance after he came across the bag to make the throw.
But Peavy just couldn't keep the ball out of the ballpark. The Rockies cut the deficit down to 1 after Todd Helton belted the baseball to right center field and gave his home fans a lucky souvenir. An amazing game so far. It's not even the top of the 4th yet, and we've already seen 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Fogg was able to get a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th inning, but Hurdle wasn't pleased with his pitcher. He gave up 10 fly balls on a night when the wind was clearly blowing out, so he decided to go to his bullpen early. Peavy wasn't much better than Fogg tonight as the Rockies tied up the score in the bottom of the 5th. An early holiday for Rockies fans as Matt Holliday singled in Tulowitzki for a 5-5 tie. Black was still confident in his young fireballer, though, so he sent Peavy on the bump for the 6th inning. It was the same old story for Peavy as the Rockies retook the lead. Everybody was seemingly able to hit him tonight. Seth Smith hit the very rare pinch hit triple with 1 out. It was timely hitting all night for Colorado as Kaz Matsui got underneath the ball and delivered a sacrifice fly to center field. Another lead for the Rockies, and this time around the relief pitchers were up for the task. After relieving Fogg, the Rockies bullpen held the Padres scoreless until the top of the 8th. The Padres were able to muster just 2 hits from the 5th inning going into the 8th. Taylor Buchholz led the Rockies bullpen by going 1 2/3 innings, allowing just 1 hit and threw 12 strikes on 13 pitches. But Brian Fuentes just couldn't hold the lead. After relieving Deltroy Hawkins with 6 outs to go, Fuentes was a tad bit wild and inaccurate. Blum got the much-needed leadoff single, and although Fuentes got the next 2 batters out, Torrealba couldn't quite handle this 1-2 slider from Fuentes, allowing Blum to reach second base on the drop 3rd strike wild pitch. On the 3rd pitch of the subsequent at-bat, Giles potentially saved his team's season with a game-tying double to left field.
A high pitch that Giles was just trying to fight off, and he did. Got pretty good wood on it, and maybe that's what fooled Holliday as it sailed over his head.
But Hairston couldn't send Giles home after that. Granted, Tulowitzki's dart from shortstop, Helton's great stretch at first base was excellent defense. Neither team could score again in regulation, so we went to extra innings. The next 3 innings were full of drama as both teams had chances to score. San Diego had runners on 1st and 2nd with 2 outs in the top of the 10th, but Matt Hergus jammed Giles and got the inning-ending ground out. Colorado had a golden opportunity for a walk-off win in the bottom of the 11th. With Brad Hopp at the plate, Colorado had the game-winning run 180 feet from home, but Joe Thatcher fooled Hopp on an 88-mile-per-hour fastball to end the threat. The Padres had their own runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs in the top of the 12th, but Brian Myro struck out, and Michael Barrett grounded out to keep the score at 6-6. The Rockies went 1-2-3 in the 12th game as the game entered inning number 13. And this was quite possibly the greatest extra inning in professional baseball history. 5 total runs would eventually be scored in this inning. With everything on the line, the offenses for both teams woke up in a huge way. San Diego struck first in the top half. Giles quite possibly had the game of his life by reaching base yet again. This time it was via the leadoff walk. Hairston, who was looking to make up for his anti-RBI single in the 8th inning, came up big with a giant 2-run homer to give the Padres the lead back, their first one since it was 5-4. Julio then gave up a single to Chase Headley, so Clint Hurdle had to call on Ramon Ortiz to limit the damage. Ortiz kept the score at 8-6 with 2 flyouts and a strikeout, but the Padres were now just 3 outs away from their 3rd straight trip to the NLDS. In came Trevor Hoffman for the save. It's hard to believe that Black never used Hoffman prior to the 13th inning, but credit Black for thinking his team would have the lead in extra innings. A future Hall of Famer, Hoffman was on the last Padres World Series team back in 1998. He finished in 2nd place for Cy Young voting on 2 different occasions. His last 2nd place Cy Young finish was just last season, where he saved 46 games for the division-winning Padres. He's been very good in 2007, although his ERA has climbed a bit since last year. Still, he entered tonight with an ERA well under 3 and a 2-run cushion. Even though the Padres are on the road in a very tough environment, there's no way that Hoffman could blow this. And yet the average baseball fan was wrong again. Everything that could go right has gone right for the Rockies since the middle of September. So with that logic in mind, the hitting sticks were available to everyone in the bottom of the 13th. Back-to-back doubles by Matsui and Tulowitzki put the tying run on second base with nobody out. And if you could believe it, another triple by the Rockies, this time by MVP runner-up Matt Holliday, put the Rockies in a great spot. For a team who was seemingly going to be fishing just 2 weeks ago, the Rockies are 90 feet away from heading to Philadelphia for the division series. With less than 2 outs, Black told Hoffman to intentionally walk Rockies legend Todd Helton. Not a bad decision, obviously, since Jamie Carroll was due up next and not Garrett Atkins. Even though Hoffman is facing the middle of the order, manager Clint Hurdle decided to have Carroll pinch run for Atkins in the bottom of the 7th. There was 1 out with Atkins at second base. While the Rockies were up by 1 at the time and needed some insurance runs, deciding to pinch run for your 5-hole hitter is always risky. The Rockies, of course, didn't score that inning and now needed the little-known Carroll to drive the ball into the outfield for a walk-off win. Carroll wasn't exactly a threat at the plate. In fact, he was a borderline disaster when it came to offense. After batting .300 during the 2006 regular season, he was a major disappointment this season by hitting just .222 in 107 games coming into tonight. But tonight was a different story. His 2-out single preserved the 11th inning rally before Hop inevitably went down on strikes. So as of now, Hurdle's decision to put Carroll in the lineup as a substitute is starting to look okay. And with nobody out, all Carroll needs is a fly ball. But is Holliday the right guy to score the winning run on a potential sacrifice fly? Haha, absolutely not. He only stole 11 bases during the year and was caught on 4 of those attempts. However, his base running IQ was off the charts during his prime, as he stole 28 bases on 30 attempts in 2008. Well, here we go. It's the first pitch of the at-bat. Can Hoffman jam the non-explosive Carroll into a ground ball with the infield now in? Will Holliday run on contact? If the ball is hit into the outfield, can the Padres outfielders throw out Holliday and keep their team alive? Welcome to a moment in history.
To right field. Giles is there to make the catch. Tagging is Holliday. The throw to the plate. He is safe. The Colorado Rockies are the National League wild card winners.
Hold on a second. Did Holliday actually touch home plate? Let's look at that again. I'll be darned. I don't think he touched the plate. Michael Barrett tagged him, but the home plate umpire determined that Holliday touched home base. This was years before instant replay challenges, by the way, so the Padres had to live with home plate umpire Todd McClellan's safe call. Murphy's Law to the fullest. Whatever can go right for the Rockies has gone right. Rocktober began in the grandest of ways as Holliday's walk-off sacrifice fly run paved the way to 7 straight victories and an eventual trip to the World Series. Since then, the Padres have only been to the playoffs once. The Rockies have played in 2 more wild-card games since 2007, which concludes an extra-inning win over the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
And the Rockies have won 14 of their last 15 games to get to the postseason. Little extra effort to get it done tonight.
Hey, this is Sarah Greenfalk, owner of PsychEdge. How would you like to learn how to manage your emotions and reactions in order to enhance your performance and be successful in life? I coach and counsel student athletes, performers, and professionals, giving them the mental skills and mindsets to build confidence and resilience. My background in physical therapy, massage therapy, personal training, and 15 years of counseling give my clients an advantage. So if you are wanting to be recruited, perform better, or struggling with life balance, anxiety, or depression symptoms, I will stand by you until we reach your goals. Contact me today, sarah@aimtogrow.com, and be sure to visit my website, psychedge.club, for your monthly blog on mental health, sport, and performance psychology tips.
First and foremost, I would describe the typical Northside student as teenagers. Whether they're at Northside or any other place, teenagers are teenagers. Northside students specifically, I would...
Hi, I'm Patty Stuber, principal here at Northside College Prep. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Northside and what makes us such a unique community. Here at Northside, the school opened about 20 years ago, and I think that something that's really important is when the school started, it was really focused on taking a road less traveled, focusing on excellence, innovation, and creativity. These values really speak to who we are and what we are as a community of learners and innovators and critical thinkers. We definitely have teachers that strive for excellence. They create lessons that are exciting, instill creativity and critical thinking, and really focus on students working with each other and becoming peer helpers in a way.
Northside is much more than what you see on surface level. It's so full of various cultures and identities, and it cultivates an environment where we feel comfortable to display our true selves. We have clubs for every interest, including robotics, key clubs, student council, musical, and many more. On top of this, Northside has a wide variety of culture clubs that participate in International Day, where clubs from all different cultures perform dances. We also have a large range of sports you can play at Northside, including soccer, basketball, lacrosse, and more.
Hi, my name is John Lynch, and I'm a parent here at Northside Prep. My son Joe had his heart set on Northside from early on. He knew what needed to be done and made it happen, and now he's a junior here, and he's loving it. He runs cross country and track. He's involved with band and Latin and other activities, and he's just having a great time despite everything that's been different over the last couple of years. As for me, I am a parent representative on the local school council, and this year I have the privilege of serving as the LSC chairperson.
My love for the school was solidified when I went on a tour of the school and I got to see the captivating backyard, the auditorium full of performance potential, and the tall ceilings of the sunlit atriums. I noticed the artwork plastered all over the school, and I got excited for the endless possibilities I would have here. Northside has adapted to the challenges we have faced throughout the pandemic. When we initially switched over to virtual learning in March of 2020, it didn't take long for administration and teachers to adapt to virtual platforms for our learning to reach our full potential. Even during the complex switch to hybrid and in-person learning, our administration was able to form a structure for students to follow that keep us safe, healthy, and learning. Students who have graduated from Northside all thank the school for preparing them for the future. Our rigorous courses and block schedule make for the best preparation for college and the world ahead of us.
Northside has been great for me, and it's been great for my son. More importantly, he's had a great time. The community's been active and engaged and adaptable. The faculty, the staff, the athletics department, the parent groups, everybody's been fantastic, and I think you'll have a great experience at Northside.
Outside of the classrooms, we have numerous clubs and activities. I think we're one of the schools that have over 100 clubs, including sports. And most of those are student-driven, student-inspired, student-led. If I could take a moment to talk about our students, they are amazing, really smart, really civic-minded, wanting to go out and making the world a better place. With all of that, I think one thing that makes Northside truly amazing and truly unique is that we are a place where you could really be yourselves. When you walk the halls of Northside, you can see that everyone feels free to express themselves however they want to. They are able to vocalize who they are and who they want to be. And I think that's really what makes us the most unique school. After all, in order to be a strong community, it all is dependent on the people that make it up.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
the things that makes Northside really special are the people. We have an amazing student body. We have amazing faculty and staff. Our students and faculty and staff come from all over the city, so we have this wonderfully diverse population of people who come together in the spirit of community and learning on a regular basis. I would also say the opportunities that our students have and our faculty and staff have also make Northside special. So being able to learn and engage with and work with people from all over the city, whether those are adults or teenagers, each and every day, and having those diverse experiences come into the same space, whether that's diversity in terms of race or ethnicity or neighborhood or cultural experiences, all of that coming together in this one space, I think, is what makes Northside very special. First and foremost, I would describe the typical Northside student as teenagers. Whether they're at Northside or any other place, teenagers are teenagers. Northside students specifically, I would say that you have everything from your students who are really into athletics to students who are quirky and into dance or into special clubs. So there's a wide variety of interests. Again, going back to that diversity, there are so many different types of students, but I think one of the great things about Northside students is you'll see that mix, that kind of cross-collaboration of interests, whether it's academics, so your math student might also be the dance student who speaks 2 different languages or 3 different languages. So there's this wonderful, wonderful range with our students. I think I would be remiss if I didn't point out that our students are incredibly kind and supportive to each other. So we see that on a daily basis, even in the way that they've been supporting each other the last 7 months and the way that they're continuing to support each other right now. I would describe the Northside teachers and staff as super dedicated. They are experts in their fields. They're experts who are dedicated to learning and growing with teenagers. Not only that, they're dedicated to continuing to learn and grow in their practice. So our faculty and staff are incredibly supportive of our students. They're incredibly supportive of each other. And I feel like I am lucky to be able to work with such a dedicated faculty and staff on a regular basis. It's very much in our name that we're a college preparatory high school. So our goal is to prepare students for post-secondary success, but we also recognize that our students take very different pathways. So we feel, even though we're preparing our students to go off to college and explore everything that has to offer, and we believe that they're well prepared for that, there are other options available, and we encourage students to pursue those pathways as well. Just as there are various pathways in the 4 years that students are here that they can take, we recognize that students are going to take different pathways when they leave here. So whether it's going the traditional college pathway or going into service or some kind of service to the community, we feel that students are well prepared based on their education and their experiences here. Last year, we didn't get a chance to celebrate our 20th anniversary, but this school has been in existence for 20 years. And I was lucky enough to be a faculty member when the school opened in 1999 and then come back as the principal of Northside. And the way in which the school has stayed true to the founding principles, and we've learned and we have grown with our students and how our student population has changed over the years. I'm very, very proud of that, and I know that in the upcoming days, upcoming months, upcoming years, the school will continue to adapt to serving the needs of students in Chicago public schools and serving the kids that are in front of us each and every day. So I'm really proud of the work that we do.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. My name is Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. This young lady matters. Anna Mulderink, the best defender on the Mustangs as they look to bring the Principal's Cup back home to Northside. Anna, you had some big-time steals in that game against Jones College Prep. You couldn't get the W. There's been some struggles shooting the ball. What's going on lately with NCP?
I think it's really hard for us to connect lately. We've had some issues with shooting, but other than that, we've been trying to work it in more, so getting those shorter shots are really helpful for us.
Start of the year 7-0, 5-5, your last 10. There's been some good, there's been some bad. How are we going to see more of Dr. Jekyll and less of Mr. Hyde down the stretch here for NCP?
I think really today we're pushing it a lot because we really want to get this cup back. Starting off the season, we came in really hot and played some easier teams, I'd say. So going back to conference, having a little bit more challenges was difficult, but I think we're really going to pull it together tonight.
For people that are watching this broadcast that live in the suburbs or out of state, how tough is it to play in the Chicago Public League, especially commuting during bumper-to-bumper traffic?
It's really hard. Like the other day at Westinghouse, we were there for like 3 or 4 hours before we played, so that can be really difficult. But other than that, Chicago has really good basketball teams, so being in this program, it's really nice to see us winning.
Kate Singler is your leading scorer. They're obviously going to double her or get really quick on the rotations. What's it going to take for the role players to help out with a win tonight?
I think just moving the ball around, working it into other players is really going to help because we do have other shooters like Olivia, and we're going to work it into Tessa in the paint too. So I think just moving the ball around.
Final thoughts about today's game and what the Principal's Cup means to you?
Obviously it means a lot. We're in a home gym. We got some fans out here supporting us, so I think we're just going to give it our all.
All right, on 3, go Mustangs. 1, 2, 3.
Go Mustangs.
We're going to take a break. You're watching the pregame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Thank you.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. You probably know the underdog story of Kurt Warner. The future leader of the greatest show on turf was a former grocery store bagger who played his college ball at the University of Northern Iowa. He finished his career in 1993. He went undrafted, and he had to continue his career by slinging the pigskin in the Arena Football League in NFL Europe. He was absolutely dominant in both leagues, leading him to catching the eye of the St. Louis Rams. The Rams signed the ageless rookie, where he spent the 1998 season as the team's third-string quarterback. What you might not know is that another team from a certain Illinois city liked Warner's play in Iowa and wanted him to try out for the franchise. Yes, that's correct. The gunslinger of the greatest show on turf could have easily been leading the offensive version of the Monsters of the Midway. According to the legendary Barstool Sports podcast Pardon My Take, Warner admits that the Chicago Bears called him up.
So the Bears called me and said, hey, we want to bring you in for a workout. And I am like, anytime, any place, I am in, I'm coming.
This was during his Arena Football League prime with the Iowa Barnstormers, so it was going to be a short flight from Cedar Rapids to Chicago. It was going to be a Friday workout at Hallis Hall in Lake Forest. However, the flaky Warner forgot about a very minor detail. His fiancée and current wife, Brenda, reminded the Bears management that he had some fairly important weekend plans. They were getting married that weekend. The Bears, of course, understood that he couldn't bail out on his wedding plans for just a workout, so Michael McCaskey in Chicago decided to schedule the workout the next week. However, Warner forgot about the Jamaica honeymoon that week, so he had to call the Bears back yet again to reschedule.
Again, she gives me the look, and I'm like, now what? We're going on our honeymoon next week. Yes, we are going on our honeymoon next week. I had to call the Bears back a second time and tell them, okay, sorry, screwed up, but any other time, I promise you, I am in to work out.
To play devil's advocate, it was irritating that Warner had to reschedule the workout on 2 different occasions. That being said, it wasn't as if he was blowing off the Bears. His excuses were very valid reasons. As fun as it is playing in the NFL, family comes first. What happened next can probably be attributed to the curse of the Chicago Bears quarterbacks. As if the football gods hate Chicago enough, an unknown bug took a bite out of Warner's right elbow. His elbow got swollen to the size of a grapefruit. To this day, Warner still doesn't know if it was a bug or a spider. The doctors say it was maybe a centipede or a spider.
The night before we left, we were in Jamaica. The night before we left our honeymoon, I woke up the next morning and my throwing elbow was swollen about the size of a grapefruit. And, to this day, we still don't know what it was that bit me. They said maybe a centipede or a spider. They really don't know.
Anyway, the Bears heard enough from the former NFL Europe star. This was Warner's 3rd excuse not to show up for a mandatory workout, and although his 3 excuses were all valid, the Bears felt confident in their current quarterback situation not to give Warner a 4th chance. The old saying goes, 3rd time's the charm, but for the Bears, the 4th time might have been the charm. According to the future Hall of Fame quarterback, the Bears hung up and never called him back. 2 weeks later, the Rams had a need for a 3rd-string quarterback and worked him out. He passed the workout with flying colors. In 1999, Trent Green tore his ACL during the preseason, and the little-known backup in Kurt Warner ended up leading the 1999 St. Louis Rams to a Super Bowl victory by winning Super Bowl MVP. Since his infamous bug bite, Warner played in 3 Super Bowls, winning one of them. He won 2 MVP awards. Also, according to us at Sports Broadcast Solutions, we consider him the best quarterback in both Rams and Cardinals franchise history. You can watch that video both above and in the comments section below. How did the 1998 and 1999 seasons go for the Bears? As you would expect, not so great.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions. My name is Kyle Smith alongside Kumar Zuman. Man, thanks so much for joining us today, man. It's so awesome to be back in the gym for some basketball. It's Northside College Prep against Payton College Prep. And this is a special broadcast for you, Q, because you went to Walter Payton College Prep.
Yeah, absolutely, Kyle. So I'm one of the fortunate few that actually has a connection to both. I was a member of the first graduating class of Walter Payton College Prep, but I also have a relationship with the head coach here at Northside College Prep and the Mustangs, Henry Henderson, who is also the head coach of the women's basketball team at Walter Payton while I was there as a student. So I have a nice little connection with both teams, and it's going to be interesting to see this game played today.
It's a big game for Northside, and especially big for Walter Payton. Walter Payton just 8-6. Your alma mater, they've had some struggles down the stretch here, have the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you mentioned, Chicago Public League seasons are very tough, and Payton, it's a very unique situation, as the same thing with Northside. Level playing field and competition, it always heightens up as you get further along in the season, and they've had their storms.
What version of Northside are we going to get? Are we going to get the team that was 7-0? Are we going to get the Arizona Cardinals version that's 5-5 in their last 10?
I think we're going to see a very strong team, no doubt. Northside has the opportunity today to steal the Principal's Cup. I think they have about as good a shot as they've had in the past to get it done tonight.
And I don't know if we're going to do the national anthem, but here's some quick stats for you. Kate Schingler, leading scorer for the Mustangs, 13.9 points per game coming in today. Olivia Petrillo, 10.4 PPG. But watch out for Tessa Myatt, partner, 134 plus minus. She might be the most efficient player on the court.
That's the key thing. You want to make sure you have a decent squad out there that is able to do as much as possible and on the offensive side, but do it on defensively as well.
So Q is on scoreboard today and color commentary. Kyle Smith on play-by-play. We hope you have a good broadcast. Opening tip, no national anthem, and it's won by Northside. Here they go in their half-court set. In the painted area, they'll kick it back out. Northside, start of the year undefeated, but since they've lost to Loyola, have just been a 500 team. Looking to change that tonight with a win. And a foul call.
Yep. A little push there. That one was called on Ramich for Payton.
We're going to get that scoreboard fixed for you guys in a second here. But first of all, it's 0-0 with 7:40 to go. As it's Northside against Walter Payton College Prep. Northside with it. In their half-court set, driving in. Walter Payton with the steal.
Yeah, Petrillo tried to go into the lane, but Prue was right there to knock it away, and Payton has the ball for the first time tonight.
Grizzlies in their half-court set. Nice floater in the lane. Defense was there on the quick rotation, and the Mustangs go the other way with it.
Yep, Ramish missed the shot, and we have a foul and one. Petrillo drives to the lane, gets in, up off the glass, and is able to get the three-point play here.
Petrillo with the bucket, and here we go. The Mustangs strike first. Petrillo was an all-conference selection early in the season.
And she'll complete the three-point play there. Really good work there by the Mustangs on the transition. And to be able to convert on the three-point play and get the first points of the game sets a nice tone. And then a rough shot there by Glasgow. Went right into the lane, was not able to put it up.
And rebound there by Schingler, and she gets it to go.
Schingler is right place at the right time to capitalize on the rebound, get the putback. And it's put Payton in a little bit of a frustrating situation as they turn the ball over again in the backcourt.
We're going to get that scoreboard for you guys in a second. It's 5-0 with 6:32 to go.
And there's the turnover. Payton capitalizes, but they're not able to put the ball in the basket. Two missed bunnies right there in the paint. The chance to at least cut into the deficit, and they're unable to do so.
A little bit of different style that we've seen of Northside in the varsity game. Northside, the JV team, they like to slow it up a little bit. The varsity squad, they're going full throttle, full court press on defense, going straight run and gun on offense. Inbounds play out to the Mustangs, out of bounds, and it's finally called.
Yeah, tight quarters there, and Petrillo just had no room to maintain possession of the ball before stepping out of bounds.
Walter Payton with it now, 5-0 score early on in the first half.
There's just a very cheap hack there by Mulderink. Didn't need to do that. Just allow Chitaro for Payton to get into the lane, and instead giving up the first foul of the game for Northside.
Inbounds play, no one home, turnover against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, Prue was just trying to find a cutting player into the paint, just overthrew the pass and went all the way to the other side of the court.
All right, we got the scoreboard going. Here we go. 5-0 Northside. Out to the three-point line. Mustangs have it out behind the three-point line. Driving in the left. Double team comes. Might have been hacked. No call. After it is Mulderink. Back out to the top of the key, and the Mustangs will reset. Schingler is there. And a good tap pass out to the corner as she gives it out to her teammate in Petrillo. Petrillo kicks it out to the three-point line. They get it out to the wing. Northside up by 5, looking to make it a 3-possession lead on this possession. Shot no good. Rebound attempt by Petrillo off her hands. Last touch by the Grizzlies was last touch by Davis, the sophomore. Inbounds play coming up for NCP. Shingler off the pass, fired up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Payton.
Now this is the opportunity for the Grizzlies to get in transition.
And it was last touch by NCP. Good defense. Looks like the Grizzlies look a little out of sorts right now on offense, Q.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating to see because I think Northside getting out to that early 5-0 run has completely caught them off guard.
Inbounds play up the three-point line, driving in. The teardrop is good. Ella Glascott, the small forward junior. And the first bucket of the game for Walter Payton College Prep, courtesy of a floater. Bad pass, easy steal. Can't have those passes, partner, if you want to win the Principal's Cup.
Yeah, Prue is in the right spot in front and was able to get that steal. And now Payton has an opportunity to capitalize on this possession.
Man-to-man look right now on defense for NCP. On the left hand, driving in. Might have been a travel. No call. Rebound attempt. Couldn't get her own board. And it's rebounded by NCP. Here come the Mustangs. And they'll slow it down. Playing it off the perimeter at the free throw line. Good-looking shot. No good. Can't box out. Payton can. And NCP gets the board. Second chance opportunity coming up in the paint. Double team comes. And this isn't football. You can't hit the wrist like that. 2 free throws coming up for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that was on the previous possession. It was a little bit tough to get the rebound on that last shot. You saw they boxed out and just weren't able to capitalize on getting that rebound.
First one, no good. We appreciate you watching the broadcast. If there's any problems, feel free to chat. By the way, the chat is live today. Your favorite high school, college, or NBA memory, text 330-957-7653. 5-2 lead still for Northside College Prep. Shot is good, and now it's a 2-possession lead for the Mustangs. Payton won the cup last year. Northside trying to bring the cup back on their home floor. Three-pointer. Shot is good. Number 1 in the court, number 1 in your hearts, Fiona Prue.
Yeah, Prue set up the shot, open on the side, and was able to collect on the...
And
jump ball there, so it's alternate possession.
I disagree with that. I think she was hacked. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Mustangs against the Grizzlies here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. All right, let's go to break.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Back to the action here in Chicago. Both teams from the Windy City, in fact. It's Walter Payton College Prep against Northside CP here on Sports Broadcast Solutions. If you miss any of the action, just go to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button. You can watch as much live and on-demand content as you'd like. 6-5 lead, Mustangs up by 1. Payton's got to avoid the fouls, partner. They've already committed 4, and there's only 3:53 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, I want to go back to the beginning of the game when Northside got to that quick 5-0 run. It just completely changed how the outlook of this game was going to go, and getting into foul trouble this early on in the game is not setting a good tone. But Northside has shown a propensity early on for those weak turnovers, so that's something that the Grizzlies are going to have to try and capitalize on as this game progresses.
Payton with the lone three-pointer of the game. Northside scored all their buckets, driving into the paint, drawing fouls. Oh, look at that move! Ankle breaker, and she gets the layup.
Great move by Chitaro. That was excellent, cutting into the paint.
First lead of the day for Walter Payton, and now Northside killing themselves with these bad passes. Luckily, they got it back. Wide open shot coming up. Shingler, no good. And the Grizzlies get it back.
It was a good opportunity there by Shingler out on the sideline to try and get that shot.
Good-looking shot, just didn't go in. Can't box out. Second chance bucket is good. Nadine Denahan. And how about this? On the depth chart, she's listed as a power forward and a shooting guard.
You get those weird combos in high school just based on size. It's fun to see. You never see that in the pros.
As much as I love Michael Jordan, I don't know if he could handle playing power forward against Charles Barkley. Up in the air, foul called against Northside. Wasn't in the act of shooting, I thought so, but she was fouled immediately when she got the ball. She's at the free throw line right now and indeed is in the act of shooting. 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, Denahan has an opportunity here to extend this lead that Payton has got. And strong outing.
First one good.
10-1 run so far for the Grizzlies.
Any adjustments that you think Northside should make, or just got to have
just
better
slow
passes?
It down. Slow it down, yeah. You don't have to rush everything. I think that's what prevented them from expanding on the early lead that they got out to.
11-6, Mustangs looking for an answer. Full court press from the Grizzlies on defense. Got 10 seconds to get it past the half-court line. She stepped out, but a foul before she stepped out.
Looks like that was called on Ramish.
Got to avoid these fouls, partner. That's already 5 committed by the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Again, getting into foul trouble early, it's not going to help you expand your lead. If anything, it's going to give Northside the confidence to attack.
Not only that, but it allows them to take a breather at the line, reset their offense. You don't want to give up free throws, and especially you want to keep the pressure on Northside. Driving in, shot is good. Great job bodying up and then finishing by Tessa Myatt, the most efficient player for the Mustangs this season. Grizzlies with it. Long J is good.
True, again, open in the end. Is able to connect on her shots. She had that 3 on the other end, on the other wing. Now she's connecting on the right wing.
She's got a good little follow-through on her jump shots today.
Oh, nice little pickpocket by Dijik.
She's going to try to split the D. She does. Left-handed layup is good. Josephine with the big-time shot. 15-8. Mustangs looking to answer. Can't. Shingler with the potential offensive board just goes past her hands. And the Grizzlies looking to push. From behind with a big-time steal by Colleen Burke. Might have been a carry, no call. Olivia Petrillo with the big-time layup.
Getting into a nice little momentum here, back and forth. This is like what you like to see in a rivalry game like this.
Trying to save it that time with Shingler. Waiting for a call. Either she went out of bounds or a foul. They're going to call the foul.
I think they'll call the foul, yeah. Just the body pushed her out.
I don't mind the call, partner, but they're going to have to be consistent with that the rest of the game.
Absolutely. Especially you have to have a little give and take going on here.
That means every little ticky-tack call is going to be issued tonight. 15-10, Mustangs. They took an early lead. Now they trail by 5. Bad shot, partner. That's not what you want early on in the shot
clock. It was a rush shot. It didn't look good. Too much traffic in the paint. You got to pitch the ball back out and reset the offense.
3-point shot. Might have been fouled. No call. Good decision that time, as their teammates were telling her to pass, but Petrillo wisely slowed it down. In the lane, Myatt, good move in the finish.
Great find in the paint there by Petrillo. Able to get it to Myatt. Easy layup. And here you got Payton off guard.
Each team with 5 timeouts left. One more foul against the Grizzlies, and it'll be free throws for the Mustangs. All right, partner, you want to hold for the last shot, or you want something quick in transition?
No, I think this is an opportunity where you try and get something to cut the lead in. And see your defense is playing strong over the last few minutes.
Come on. But you know what? They've been consistent with it, partner. Any little reach in, they're going to call tonight.
Right, yeah. And now 7th foul, early bonus opportunity here for Northside. This is what you don't want for Payton. This is what we talked about earlier in this game. Got out to early foul trouble, and now you're seeing them Northside getting to reap the benefits of it.
Yeah, you're wondering what the coaching staff is thinking about on the bench for Walter Payton. Do we switch our strategy on defense? Seems like they're very aggressive this season, especially tonight. That's a nice shot in transition. Bangs it home in the paint by Isabella Chitaro. 25 seconds remaining in the quarter. They're going to say it was off the Mustangs. If you want, if you're the Mustangs, you can foul right before they shoot a three. Only have 2 fouls left.
Yeah, you have time here if you want to. At least slow the momentum down, and you don't want to get out where you're going to be 3 possessions down going into the quarter.
Five seconds left from way downtown. She got it!
What a tray.
Isabella Chitero from way downtown makes it 20-12 as we go to break here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
(20-12) in favor of Walter Payton College Prep, and it's really early on, Q, but do you think that's getting into the mindset of Northside? That deep three right before the buzzer?
It's a little deflating, a little bit, but there's a lot more basketball left to play. I think the focus is on slowing things down. I think rushing after, I think they got a little bit too rushed out after getting that early 5-0 lead, kept them from probably expanding that lead, and now here they're in a deficit of 8 as we begin the second quarter.
By the way, Josephine Diedzik had the layup earlier. It's 20-12. Payton with the basketball. Bad defense. Open three, luckily for NCP. No basket. Look at that pass.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, rushing the pass. You got to slow it down.
I like the idea. I don't think Shingler was ready for it, though. It looked like a lack of communication. NCP staying aggressive. Trying to get into their transition looks quicker. Fakes the three-point shot, driving in. Grizzlies looking to make an 11-point lead if they get the three. Oh, look at that move. Oh, she had the layup, decides not to. Three-pointer coming up, no good, no box out. Second point opportunity, no good. Shingler gets the board.
It's a good opportunity here for Northside after Payton missed out 2 opportunities, actually 3 opportunities to score. Now this is exactly what you want to do. Slow it down, find the right opportunity to score.
That is not what the Mustangs want on offense. Luckily, they got it back. The circus shots, there's a time for them, not this early on in the game. Double team comes, blocked, goes out of bounds. And it's last touch that time by Petrillo. Excellent defense by Glasscott.
Just a strong block there. Petrillo had a great opportunity, but the size there from Payton, that's preventing Petrillo from getting anything in from the perimeter.
Behind the three-point line. Mustangs led early, but it's been all Grizzlies since. Looking to keep the Principal's Cup. Early on, it looks like Glasscott's going to be in our pregame show, postgame show. She's been excellent tonight on both ends.
Absolutely.
Passing it inside, can't handle the pass. Grizzlies get it. Up by double digits, looking to make it more. On the right hand. Off the backboard, no good. Can't box out. Grizzlies get it back.
Asha Davis, great job there, but just had a little bit of a mistake trying to cut in the pass and turns it over.
Surprised both teams haven't called a timeout yet, especially Northside?
It's still early on. The deficit isn't at a point where it's gotten too far out. 10 points is strong. You still have a whole 2/3 of a game left to play.
If you're just joining us, that three-point shot is no good.
Oh,
look at
pops
that.
in, iron kind.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. That was lucky, but it's a three-pointer, whether it's a perfect swish or if it goes in like that. Three-pointer for the Grizzlies, no good. And a bad break against NCP. Just went off the fingertips. Grizzlies will get it back with 5:31 to go in the quarter.
Now, hopefully that three-point shot for Northside will help turn things around offensively, because it sounded like a big boost to them with their confidence.
They're not a great shooting team. Their best three-pointer this year for NCP, 17%. They like to kill you in the paint. Double team comes, block shot that time by Myatt to Shingler. And honestly, partner, that was good defense. Force were in a really tough spot for the layup.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity on the fast break transition, but Payton was quick to prevent giving up the quick bucket for Northside.
Defense comes, they'll kick it back out to the top of the key. Payton in the blue, Northside in the white. Bounce pass, three-point shot, unsuccessful, but it's retrieved by the Payton. Second chance, no good. Foul called against Payton. And partner, that's just not a wise foul.
It was just unfortunate trying to battle for the rebound, but you can tell that the Grizzlies are very refined offensively. It's just those second chance opportunities is where they're struggling tonight.
And just silly fouls. I mean, it's now a 1-and-1.
Mm-hmm.
Make both. It's just a 5-point game, even though Payton's dominated this game. No good. Did not hit rim. So it'll be an inbounds play behind the basket. Substitutions coming in. Taking a seat will be the captain, Olivia Ramich, as will Diedzik. What do you want to see on this possession? A three-pointer or try to drive into the lane again?
Don't drive into the lane.
Well, the idea was there, just a bad pass. And finally it works. I guess that's her spot. Olivia Petrillo. The double team comes, but she likes that spot, and she finally makes it.
Yeah, I think exactly. Cutting into the left side of the lane and just trying to hit the glass. It works on occasion. I think it did there for Petrillo.
That is a tough J. Dwayne Wade made it look so easy all those years in the National Basketball Association. It is not. Three-pointer, unsuccessful. It's obtained by NCP. Here come the Mustangs from the north side of Chicago to Shingler off her hands. Out of bounds. Grizzly basketball. We got a mask timeout, and we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching the Mustangs against the Grizzlies here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
It's the Mustangs against the Grizzlies. It's the battle for the Principal's Cup. And partner, it's not about who wins or loses. It's about the principle of the matter.
Yes. Yes, indeed. It most certainly is.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how terrible was that joke?
I don't know. I'll give it a 3.
Not that bad?
Nah. I've heard worse.
Inbounds play for the Grizzlies. They led by as many as 10. Now it's 5. Bounce pass over to the wing. Perimeter basketball from one side of the perimeter to the other. Driving in, big time block. Could have gone either way, but she might have got the fingertips before the basketball.
Yeah, I think she got the tip, but I think on the connection of after the ball escaped the fingertips, there was a little bit of physicality there, and that's why the foul was called.
As an official, you're looking for, did it impact the shot? Did you hear all ball or did you hear hand? And if you heard hand, it's a foul.
Exactly. Yeah, Glass got here an opportunity to get Payton increase that lead.
He's just a good two-way player. Nothing flashy, kind of reminds me of Nicholas Batum.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sneaks up on you on offense, great defender. 24-17, three possession deficit right now for NCP. On the left hand, Petrill getting to that spot. Tapped out by Myatt, going after it is Molderink. And here come the Grizzlies. Glasscott will slow it down. Thought about stepping into a three, instead they kick it back out to the top. They swing it out to the corner.
Some good perimeter passing here along the wing. There's no need to rush to find a shot.
8 fouls committed already by the Grizzlies, just 3 by NCP. Here comes Glasscott again. The bank is not open, and it's rebounded by Shingler. Now slowing it down is Petrillo. Switches to her left, looking for her spot. Good lead pass to Shingler, but even better defense by Glasscott.
Yeah, Glasscott got right into the lane, intercepted the pass, and great steal for her.
Do you want to consider running some offense through Glasscott or just continue to go through your offensive
I
sets?
think they have been running at least the last few possessions, at least including her and getting her input. And look at that opportunity here.
Good looking three-point shot. That time it didn't go down. Last touch by the Grizzlies. They're going to say it was last touch by Asha Davis. And we might see some sophomores on the court tonight. Ava Manrique and Fiona O'Toole. Meanwhile, the Grizzlies are going with their upperclassmen to start this game. Tough shot. Does not go down, but she gets the rebound. Jump ball. And the possession arrow is to NCP.
I like the effort by Monaco there, but you got to slow it down. You're behind by 7 points. And you want to chip away at the lead. You don't want to quickly attack and break it down.
NCP is 5 games over 500 for a reason. They do a lot of good things well. It's just when they play these good teams like Payton and they can't shoot threes, it really hurts them in these spots. As the game has changed.
Payton definitely has the size.
And Payton will slow it down. Tallest girl on the court, their leading scorer, Kate Shingler, 6'2". They have a size advantage today, does Northside. Glasscott. Swung back over to Glasscott. She finds her teammate on the baseline. Then delivered to the wing as they swing it out to the right. Driving in, switches hands. The up and under, no good.
It's good effort by Denahan there, but again, the size, as you mentioned, prevented that opportunity.
Shingler's playing a lot of minutes right now. We'll see if she gets a break in the third quarter. Petrillo getting to her spot. Tap back out to the three-point line. Now to Shingler. Shingler with it. Looking for a foul, nothing issued. Loose basketball. No one touched it. Grizzlies get it back. The Grizzlies are led by head coach Mia Mastrangeli. Doing a decent job in her first year. 24-17, under a minute to go. Off the foot, no kick ball, and we'll play on.
Well, right through the wickets.
I got to shoot that. Got to be more aggressive. Fires it up, no good. NCP can hold the last shot if they want. Good hesitation move. Fouled from behind, no call. Still no call. They play on. Look at that. Tough angle, backboard shot, but Petrillo gets it to go.
She likes that part on the left wing to shoot. Doesn't need to get the glass often.
To Glasscott for 3, no good. They can't box out. Ball loose. Foul called against NCP. Was not in the act of shooting. 4 fouls now called against the Mustangs. You've got time if you want for pick and roll. Be cutting it close.
This is just an opportunity here. You don't need a 3 necessarily, but you want to get a great shot right before halftime.
Glasgow fakes the shot, finds an open man. From behind the three-point line, no good. Ball still loose. NCP gets it. She traveled, no call. And that'll do it for the first half. NCP making a game of it, but the Grizzlies have led through most of it. It's Grizzlies 24, Mustangs 19 as we go to break. We'll take a 5-minute break, then we'll give you some halftime analysis. You're watching the Grizzlies against the Mustangs here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Payton County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
24-19 Grizzlies in favor of the Mustangs. Kyle Smith alongside Big Q. And Q, we saw some decent things from the Grizzlies, but as you saw from the stats coming into this game, they struggled with the fouls, and that was the case in the first half. The good news is they reset in the second half, but they committed way too many fouls and allowed NCP to get back in it at the charity stripe.
Yeah, for sure. Payton comes in allowing 13 fouls, committing 13 fouls, and they already gave up 8 in the first half so far, so not trending in the right direction defensively. However, with Northside getting out to that early 5-0 lead, I think they just took the pedal off the metal for a little bit, allowed Payton to get back into the game and just take a big lead and sort of got Northside out of it. They cut the deficit now to 5, so it's still manageable. But when you get out to an early lead, I think you have to keep pushing, especially in a rivalry game. You have to play much stronger if you're Northside. So I think we saw little glimpses of that here and there in that first half. It's something they need to capitalize on as the second half approaches.
I mean, you look at the stats right now for coming into today for Payton, and even though they're 8-6, they've actually been outscored. Mm-hmm. They have a point differential of -9. Do you think that's going to get into their heads a little bit? They have the lead at halftime, but they're thinking, oh, man, are we going to blow it again? We're on the road. It's a big game. It's a Principals Cup. We've been outscored most of the time this season. You think they're thinking about that a little bit in the locker room?
No, I think they have to be confident with how they play in the first half. They got out to such a strong run to grab a hold of the lead, and they haven't given it up yet. They maintain the pressure that they've been putting on defense, because there have been times where with Northside, they've rushed in the front court. Quick turnovers, and Payton's been able to capitalize on certain occasions. Payton can do the same things, pressure defense, especially in the lane. I think they'll be able to maintain the lead and maybe expand on it.
For Northside, this is a big game for them, is it not? I mean, we've looked at the stats on maxpreps.com. They're 4-6 away from home. So when they're not here, they struggle, and they want that win tonight, especially being the Principals Cup.
Absolutely, and the comfort level. It's comfort level of playing at home, familiar environment. You have to utilize that to your advantage. Sometimes it's not a big thing in a high school level, but in games like this, it can be. You have to use any little advantage you have and make sure you capitalize on the opportunities that are presented upon you, because they don't come often.
We've seen Petrillo chuck up a lot of shots. She loves that little 10-footer off the glass. Do you think that's going to bite them in the end, though? She hasn't been very consistent with it tonight.
Right. I think if you become too attached to a certain spot on the court, it's going to prevent you from capitalizing and utilizing your other teammates, because you need to focus on, all right, am I relying too much on being where I'm at, where I feel comfortable, instead of utilizing the 4 teammates that I have on the floor.
Prue's made some big shots, but really Glasgott's been their go-to player both offensively and defensively. If you need a bucket, if you're head coach Mia for the Grizzlies, are you looking to Glasgott, or are you looking to Prue down the stretch to try to put away the Mustangs?
I think Prue is very key early on, especially in the first quarter, hitting some open shots on both the left wing and the right wing. So I think if they want to expand the perimeter, you go to Prue, but at least getting into the paint, Glasgott is very crucial to setting up those opportunities. So either way, depending on what opportunities the Grizzlies want to capitalize on in the second half, it will work either way. But I think Payton's done a better job of, in transition and moving the ball around in the front court, to maximize the success that they've had in the first half.
I'm going to go with the home team. I don't feel confident with it because we've seen them rush it a lot, especially on the fast break. I think the Mustangs win this game by 1. What's your prediction, partner?
I'm going to stay level course here. I do have, as I mentioned, a little bit of
a bias.
So I'm just going to. We'll see how the second half plays.
You know what? We just have a tie. Everybody has orange slices and juice box after the game.
No.
One team gets the trophy for a week. The other team gets it for a week.
If that's how you feel that should be, Kyle, by all means. But I think we need to determine a winner here tonight.
But you're not going to pick a winner. You're going to stay on level footing.
I'm going to stay on level footing. As I mentioned at the onset, Payton graduate, but I do have a relationship with the head coach, Northside.
We'll see what happens. Northside, they're in this game, mostly because just Payton could not avoid the fouls. We'll see if they make an adjustment in the second half. We'll take a 30-second break. Second half coming up next. It's the Mustangs against the Grizzlies here on SBS.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Hope you're enjoying the game. By the way, the text line is still open until the end of the third quarter. Your favorite NBA, high school, or college basketball memory, 330-957-7653. Up by 5 is Payton. And if you're wondering if they're named after a famous halfback, they are. Walter Payton, college prep, one of the greatest football players in NFL history.
No doubt about it, Kyle.
Payton with the basketball. There's their go-to player today, Glasgow. Back out to the left wing. Three-pointer, no good. Mustangs have numbers. They'll speed it up. Petrillo with it. Opposed by the opposing 31. And it's rebounded by Payton. Good bounce pass, and the Grizzlies on the push.
Fast break opportunity, and they still capitalize on it here with the offensive rebound. Can't put it into the paint. And Northside's able to avoid giving up points in possession there.
Kicks it out to the paint. Shot, no good. Moldering, she's had a quiet night offensively. And that time a silly foul committed by Northside. It's committed by Myatt. So first foul of the second half, committed by the Mustangs. They led early, but it's mostly been Payton. Great lead pass. In stride. Gets the contact. Henry Henderson didn't like it, but that was clearly a foul.
Yeah, it was most certainly a foul, and a great opportunity now for Ramish to get 2 free throws here for the Grizzlies.
Just hit brim, just barely. And I think this helps Northside. They're on their home floor. They're clearly not playing their A game tonight, but she misses this. You get the rebound. You get a 2-pointer. After everything that's gone wrong for them, you're only down by 3. No good. Rebounded by the Mustangs. It's a close game the last time these two played, even closer tonight. It's called the Principals Cup because both principals decided to pitch in for the trophy. Lack of communication. Luckily, it wasn't stolen by Payton. Grizzlies, good defense on the low block. Now back out to the three-point line. From beyond the arc, no good. Rebounded by Payton. Here comes their point guard, Fiona Prue. Also listed as a 2-guard in the 3 position on the depth chart. Glasgow with it on her left. Kicks it out to the left wing. Swung out to the corner. Open 3, no good. And the ball's going to bounce its way. Almost a travel, no call. Well, hey, Chris Webber was allowed to do it in that championship game. Maybe it's the same strategy tonight.
Maybe, but a little less heightened pressure as opposed to a national championship.
That's what's so crazy about that play. Yeah, they didn't have any timeouts left. Michigan didn't. But he actually traveled before he called the famous no timeout. Shot no good.
Again, a rushed opportunity there to capitalize right off the inbounds.
Still in trouble? With it now is Payton. They kick it out to the three-point line. And the shot is good. That time by Walter Payton. We'll get the...
Asha Davis with the shot.
We apologize for the scoreboard. Having some unforeseen issues today, but we'll get that fixed here in the second half. 26-19, the lead right now for Payton. Inbounds play right now to Northside. In the paint, kicks it out to the right wing. Shot is good off the glass.
Great opportunity there by Shingler right on the elbow. Using the glass to her benefit.
(26-21). We're going to get that scoreboard in there for you in a second, folks.
Prue with a 3 from the left wing.
29-21, Prue, every time they need a bucket, she's there. Nothing but the bottom of the net. She has a nice looking stroke from both downtown and her two-point shots. Using that wrist well tonight. Meanwhile, behind the three-point line, step back three, no good. There to box out of the Grizzlies. Three-point shot, no good. As we got the scoreboard
nice
back.
steal. Shitaro just got right into the lane and traveled.
Everything was good. You just decided to walk with the basketball instead of dribbling.
You taketh and then you giveth away.
The basketball gods giveth and they taketh away. Substitution coming in for the Grizzlies as we got our scoreboard back. I don't know why that's happening, but we got it back, and now everybody knows what the score is, how much time's left. 29-21. Off the foot. No kick ball. They're going to say it was last touch by the Grizzlies. Last touch that time by Sophia. Nope, that's Isabella Chitaro, number 34. 29-21. It was 24-19, but a big three by Prue. Last shot that made it this 8-point lead right now for the Grizzlies. NCP keeping it close.
Strong shot there by Moldering.
In the lane, the bank is open again. That time it's good by Chitaro. Switches to the right, trying to find Moldering, and she was hacked.
Unfamiliar position there.
Another mask timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. It's 31-23 Payton here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Northside trailing by 8. And they just cannot shoot the three-pointer, partner, and it's really hurting them, especially when Prue can make hers tonight.
Yeah, I think they're focusing too much on the perimeter and the paint. Petrillo has had that. I think she's just been focused a lot on that left wing. We saw her over here on the right side. She struggled because she's using her left hand. She's dependent on being on that left side, that left wing, and being on the right wing sort of like shocks her. I think that's what is just frustrating the Mustangs right now is they're relying on Petrillo, and she's being put in situations that are making her uncomfortable.
You know, basketball is one of those hidden tough sports. You know, you have your dominant hand behind the ball to shoot it, and when you switch sides on the court, it's a little bit awkward for you to shoot. And you've seen players like Tyreek Evans that have struggled when defenders force them to another side of the court, and that's kind of been what's happening right now to Petrillo. Moving to the left, bad shot. Somehow Monaco gets it. Sneaky little devil, and she got it again. She did that in the first half as well. Just can't make the shots, though. It's a make-or-miss league. Right now it's a miss league for Northside College Prep.
Yeah, Northside's been struggling to get those second-chance opportunities, whereas Payton has been able to succeed more often than not.
You would almost think a three-pointer would be a killer against NCP if Prue could knock another one down.
Yeah, they're trying to get it to her. Miscommunication there, and there's Monaco to capitalize.
Monaco with the right, she was fouled. NCP wants a clear path, but she did not have enough steps for it. If she had one more step, partner, would it have been a clear path foul?
Yeah, I think the ball got out in front. Monaco's just trying to quickly put the ball up, get the layup.
Yeah, she didn't seem like she had a clean stride towards the hoop for the clear path foul. Plus, there were two defenders right on her tail. No good.
Got to make free throws. Every opportunity that you get is a gift. You have to capitalize on each gift that you're given, especially in tight situations like this where every point matters.
Just got to make them, especially when you're not a good three-point shooting team. Got to make free throws. It's killing NCP right now. Missed another one. Shingler luckily got it back, but great defense by the Grizzlies. Sloppy basketball. NCP somehow got it back. And after all that, Shingler will shoot a floater, and she's fouled.
This is what Northside needs to capitalize on. We talked about Payton getting into early foul trouble in their first half. Quickly, 2 fouls within a matter of a minute. And now Northside has a chance. Again, these free throws, you got to capitalize on them.
And if NCP is down in the fourth quarter, which it's looked like they will be, Payton is not a very efficient team. They only shoot 28% efficient field goal percentage this year. 24% overall for normal field goal percentage. No good. Second chance opportunity, another couple of free throws coming up.
That's where the size advantage for Northside comes into play, able to get that rebound.
It's now 4 fouls against the Grizzlies. They're still in a good place right now. 3 more before NCP is in the bonus.
Got to make the free throws, though. You can get fouled as many times as you do, but if you don't hit the free throws, those opportunities that you're given, makes no difference.
Prue back into the game. That's not good news for the Mustang fans here. She has dominated them with her outside shooting. Bangs it home from 15 feet, 7-point deficit. NCP back to their full court press. Payton handles it well, and they'll kick it out to the corner. It's swung out from way downtown, 5 feet behind the three-point line. Fakes the three. They'll reset it to the other wing.
Yeah, they want to get it to Prue. The hot hands.
On the low block.
Oh, wow. Asha Davis right there on the elbow, or excuse me, into the paint. Great passing by the Grizzlies.
Showing Olivia Petrillo, whatever you can do, I can do better. That's Petrillo's spot, and she nailed it, did Davis. 33-24. NCP would love a three. They're just not great at it. Trying to keep it in that time by Monago, who touched it last.
Ooh, I'm not sure that was the right call there.
At the same time, though, Shingler's got to have better handles on the basketball. Got to hold that ball and not turn it over like that. They want to get it to Prue. They swing it over to Glasgow instead. Back to Prue. The senior having herself a game tonight. 5'7" senior guard. Back out to Prue. They have a couple of 4-year starters on this team, Diedzik and Shataro. Swung back out to the corner. Help defense come, and they'll bounce pass it from way downtown.
See, Payton doesn't have to rush here, especially with a 9-point lead. Latter moments of the third quarter, you don't have to rush for your shot. Take your time and find that opportunity.
Glasgow with it. Help defense come, another bounce pass. As they're moving backwards, not forwards. No shot clock, though, so if you want, you can hold for the last shot.
It might be an opportunity for Northside if they want to just slow things down and commit a foul.
I love how the fans keep doing that with these really large scoreboards where they can clearly tell how many seconds are actually remaining in the game.
Any advantage you can offer as a fan, you want to do that.
That's a good foul by Monago. They wanted us to reset the offense for Payton, maybe get a steal, force that full court press, force them into a tough look, but Payton is able to get the ball out quick after the foul was committed. Just 3 fouls committed by Northside, 4 by Payton. WPCP up by 9. It's the battle of the college preps for the Principal's Cup. Nice handles, late foul call. Ooh, I don't know about that one, partner. I think it was a foul.
I definitely think it was a foul as well.
Huge break for NCP. Can they capitalize? 7 seconds left. Great pass. Can she finish? She was rim blocked. Last chance at the horn. It's not going to count. And that will do it. Great lead pass, but kind of the story of the night for NCP. Things start to go their way, and then the rim blocks them.
Yeah. Opportunities in transition, unable to successfully capitalize on those chances. It's been the story of this game for the Mustangs.
8 minutes of basketball, or will we see OT? They're down by 9. It's not completely over yet. We'll see what happens after this. You're watching the Mustangs against the Grizzlies here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Fourth quarter coming up. It's 33-24 in favor of Walter Payton CP. And we'll see what Northside can do on this possession, partner. And they're only down 9, but the problem is the three-pointer has not been kind to the Mustangs today.
Three-pointer's not been kind, and on the flip side, as Payton got into foul trouble, Northside hasn't been able to connect at the free throw line.
7:48 to go. Good move by Petrillo. Can't finish. Shingler was there on the rebound attempt. Instead, it's rebounded by the Grizzlies. Good job getting into the play that time by Diedzik. Diedzik swings it out to the right. Now it's going to be played by Prue. Back out to Diedzik. Diedzik on the left, swung out to Glasscott. Glasscott on her right. Looking for a foul.
Got a tip on the shot attempt.
Substitution coming in right now for Northside. Veronica Skipper into the game. Colleen Burke takes a seat. Monago back in. It's not over for NCP, but they got to find a way to get some outside shots going. Air ball on the three. Shingler switches over to the left. Sets a screen. Good screen. Petrillo at the elbow. She got it.
There you go. Little by little, chip away at the deficit. Shots like that, it's going to help get the Mustangs back in this game.
Only down by 7, plenty of time. No shot clock, though. So if Payton is up by 4 points or more with under 2 minutes to go, they can hold on to the ball. Glasscott driving in. Help defense. Cubs! What a steal by Myatt!
I think Glasscott wanted to get it to Asha Davis.
Myatt just took it away. Petrillo again. No, it's good.
The home bounce. Back at it again for the Mustangs.
It's like there's a hammer or some pliers on that rim. It just refuses to go back up in the air. 33-28, the Mustangs looking for the comeback. Down by 5. Davis can't finish. Shingler, Glasscott went after it. And Glasscott fouled her. 5 fouls against Walter Payton. See what this call is. Timeout called by Walter Payton. We'll take a timeout as well. It's 33-28 in favor of Walter Payton here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. 33-28, Kyle Smith against... All right, buddy, your name pronunciation, so I stopped butchering it.
Kamer Zaman.
Kamer Zaman, there we go.
Yep.
I'm not going to go down the Harold and Kumar. Sometimes I pronounce it accidentally.
That happens.
Kamer Zaman, here we go. And it's 33-28 in favor of Walter Payton College Prep. What do you think Walter Payton is going to do once they get the ball back on offense? Try to feed it to Prue or just try to get it to Davis inside the paint?
I think they tried a little bit of both. I think they were trying to get it into the paint. Each time that they tried in this fourth quarter, they've turned the ball over. In opportunities or on the perimeter, they've just been passing the ball around and haven't been able to take good shots. I think they just need to hopefully regroup. I think that's what that timeout was for, the first timeout called. Just to regroup.
Double team comes, driving in. She's fouled. Myatt going to the line, but the NCP struggled with that tonight. But that doesn't matter, partner. You just got to erase what happened in the first three quarters and just knock down some free throws.
Exactly. Capitalize on the opportunities that are presented to you when they occur.
Got it. All that matters is the W, so if NCP can find a way to come back after a 9-point deficit, that's all that matters. Rebounded by Walter Payton, still up by 4. Payton still with it, now on the wing, and they'll set it up at the top of the key. Driving into the lane, floater no good, trying to get her own rebound that time by Chitaro. Chitaro back to the top of the key, somehow found Prue. Prue will reset, slowing it down, back out to Chitaro, back to Glasgow. Chitaro will set it up, playing it on her left, created separation, and they swing it back out to the top of the key. There's Monaco on defense, help defense come, wide open Davis. Myatt got back into play as Davis couldn't handle the pass, back out to the 3. Setting it up to Glasgow. With two hands on the basketball, chest pass over to the top of the key. Prue sets it up to Glasgow. Bounce pass over. Another block shot by Myatt. Tessa Myatt showing every little bit of that 6-0 frame, and she swatted it out of bounds. But still, Walter Payton up by 4. A three-pointer would make it a three-point game, three-possession game once again. Prue got over to Chitaro, to Davis. Davis finishes.
Huge opportunity to cut in with that cross-court pass into the paint to find Asha Davis.
Huge pass over to Davis. Excellent dime in the lane. Good defense by Davis, forced up a tough shot.
Yeah, really tough opportunity there. And this is the strong defense that Payton needed as this game was about to slip away.
Why do you think Davis is having trouble handling those passes right now, partner?
I think she's like, it's the same thing in baseball where you're trying to make the catch in the glove and the transition for the double play. It's the same thing. You're trying to react instead of act upon once you get the ball in your hands. I think that's what's happening with her.
Still up by 6 is Walter Payton to CP. They've led most of this game. Tough shot, doesn't fall. Monaco can't get the board, but she was fouled by Glascott.
Yeah, that was not the smartest play there by Glascott. I think she just wanted to get that offensive rebound, but the bigger player usually gets called for the foul there. With Monaco's shorter frame. And now that opportunity where they're in the bonus, that was the 7th foul.
And the most important thing, it stops the clock.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, they're free points. That's why they're called free throws, but it's just not happening right now for NCP. Can they get it done this time? No. Rebounded by Walter Payton as they get it over that time to Prue.
Now set up by Chitaro.
Traveled.
She traveled. Good call, Bart.
Oh, offensive foul. Offensive foul they called.
Yeah, there's a couple of Walter Payton fans not happy with it, and I can sense the frustration, and I can understand the complaining because I don't think she led with the elbow that time.
No, it was a tough call there. But again, it's the size factor here. When a bigger player tries to gain that separation more often than not, the referees are going to call that as a foul.
Yeah, they're looking, are they leading with the shoulder? Are they leading with the elbow? They're leading with the forearm. It's a low-scoring affair. That's good news for Walter Payton fans. They're not a high-scoring team. They've actually been outscored this season with the point differential. It's rebounded by the Grizzlies.
And Shingler was trapped in that spot right underneath the rim, wasn't able to get off a good shot. Strong defense there by the Grizzlies.
NCP sticking with the man-to-man defense. Glasscott with it. Now out to the top. Setting it up off the wing to Glasscott. And she traveled. Got a dribble. Cannot walk with the basketball.
They're going to get another timeout here.
Timeout. They haven't issued it yet on the scoreboard. We'll stick with the action. Partner, it's been a fun game. 35-29. Battle for the Principal's Cup.
Yeah, it's been quite an entertaining last set of minutes here in this fourth quarter. You can sense that both teams really, really want this game. Quick passing. Those offensive fouls from Payton on their end of the floor. It's getting a little testy. And you like that in these kind of games.
And it's a cool cup, too. It's a big trophy. And then they cut down the nets like the Final Four. They put the nets over the trophy. Now, is the vice principal allowed to touch it or no? Because the principal paid for it. And no vice principal, only the principal can touch it.
I guess only when the principal's on vacation.
So you just send the principal on a 6-month vacation so the vice president can have the trophy during those 6 months.
Exactly.
35-29. I predicted NCP to get the W. It's looking like an okay prediction right now, but they've had every opportunity to make this a one-possession deficit. They just can't knock down the free throws.
Yeah, I think that at the end of this game, we might reflect on Northside's inability to connect on those free throws with Payton being in such foul trouble, giving them those opportunities, getting into the bonus early on in the first half, and then here are these opportunities late in the fourth quarter to really cut into this deficit. That inability to connect at the free throw line might hurt them.
No shot clock either, so NCP has to be cognizant of that. Every possession matters now. Kicking it back out to Petrillo off the screen. No good. Going after his Myatt. She saves it to Monago. Monago lost it. Back out to Myatt. And Myatt was looking for a foul as Prue said, I didn't touch her. And the official said, you're right, you didn't. It's your ball.
That's a long pass from one end to the other, and nobody was there for the Mustangs to retrieve that ball.
Getting past half court. Double team comes. It's a good lead pass that time over to 3 and Ramich. No, sorry, that's Diedzik. Now back out to Ramich, one of the captains. They've got 3 on the team. That third captain is Glasscott, one of the 2 best players on the court today for the Grizzlies. Payton in the blue and orange, same colors as those Chicago Bears.
And a foul call there.
You can do that, though. It's just their 4th one of the half. Got plenty of fouls left to work with. NCP is in the bonus, and they'll be the double bonus if Payton commits 2 more fouls. From about 7 feet deep. And now driving past the 3-point line. Back out to the wing. Glasscott with it. Blocked that time by Shingler. Loose ball. Picked up
and
by the Mustangs. Terrible foul. Glasscott's played a good game, but that was a terrible decision on that decision by Glasscott.
Yeah, that... Again, you have to know know when to hold him, know when to fold him, as things what the gambler says, right? When the shot's not going your way, just retreat back on defense.
I mean, you got to know your team's in the bonus, and the only way NCP is going to come back is free throw shooting because they can't knock down perimeter shots.
Indeed.
Here we go. It's getting exciting. Maybe a little bit more exciting than Coach Mia would want, but here we go. Second shot for Petrillo. Knocks it down. A perfect swoosh. Only down by 4 now are the Mustangs. Full court press on defense.
And now they're going to call timeout here.
So that's their second timeout of the game. They've got 3 remaining. According to the Jumbotron, the Mustangs have all 5. We're going to take a 12-second break. You're watching the Mustangs against the Grizzlies here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
.35-31 lead for my partner's alma mater, Walter Payton College Prep. They got to avoid those fouls, though. They've already committed 9 in this half.
Yeah, it's been a hindrance for them expanding this lead and getting this game. They've kept it close for Northside here. We got a foul here by Mulderink.
2:10 remaining in the half. Now we get to see how good the passing is of Payton because there's no shot clock. Can you hold the ball for 2:09? I doubt it.
Nope, and they turn it over.
Petrillo on her spot, missed it. Shingler goes after the board. Last touch by Glasscott. That was close, but she had good positioning to avoid the over-the-back foul.
Full court pressure is getting into the heads of the Grizzlies here.
Shingler, the up and under move, can't finish. Myatt with the board. Jump ball, possession arrow to the Mustangs. A foul? That one I don't understand. And they're going to talk it over at the scorer's table. But it looked like both people were on the ball part. It looked like a jump ball.
That looked like a clear jump ball there.
And that's 10 fouls. Regardless, it's double bonus time. 2 free throws for the Mustangs. So going forward, NCP gets 2 free throws, regardless if it's a shooting foul or just a little hack job, reach-in foul. Got it.
1 possession game, and Coach Henderson wants to call timeout.
Timeout. It's 35-32 in favor of Payton here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
35-32, so girls, we do apologize for that. It's 5-10 for girls, 7-10 for boys. Still no excuses, no days off, as Belichick would say.
Indeed.
5-10. So the bonus, that's key for Walter Payton, so you can be a little bit more aggressive on offense. And for NCP, you got to be a little bit more cognizant of that. Try not to reach in because it gives a better free throw shooting team and Walter Payton a chance to get some easy points.
Exactly, but I do like the aggressiveness from the Mustangs that we've seen over the last few minutes here in this fourth quarter. And look at that, they got it down to 3. I think they have a chance to regain this lead that they haven't had since early in the first quarter.
2:04 to go. Full court press again for the Mustangs. And you'd expect that because Walter Payton has struggled with it in the second half. Double team comes, bounce pass, Prue. Didn't handle it initially.
10-second call.
10 seconds. Called against the Grizzlies. And the student section's pumped up. Do not need a 3, you just need a quick bucket.
Timeout again from Northside.
Henry Anderson's going to talk it over. We'll talk it over as well. You're watching the Mustangs against the Grizzlies here on SBS.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content.
35-32, Parter. Do you try to get the quick 2, or do you try to tie it up with the 3?
I think with the momentum going Northside's way here, I think you go for the 3.
Petrillo. Looked like a carry, no call. In the lane.
They did call it.
That's got to be the latest call I've ever seen. Finally called it. But it was definitely a carry. Full court press again. It's being initiated by NCP. Walter Payton's got a 2-on-1. They're going to hold the ball. Now NCP's got a foul, yep. You possibly could have waited another 30 seconds to see if you could get the steal, but they're only in the bonus, so if they miss, you get the ball back with 1:35 to go. But you sometimes see, now I'm confused because it says bonus on the thing, so maybe I was right the first time. 7 and 10. Anyways, 1:29 to go. 1:23 remaining in the second half. Monaco looking to foul. She finally does. Not the person you want to foul, though. And now it's 1-1, so we were right the first time. Always trust your gut. And now this is the time you throw the ball at the rim and then you do a crazy windmill dunk.
See if Glasgow has it in her. I think she can try it.
Perfect touch. Got to wonder why NCP fouled her, but you know what? You don't want to let them waste too much time.
Exactly. Time is your enemy at this point.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. 37-32. NCP doesn't have to rush it. Want to get a good shot. That's not it.
And they called a foul on Prue.
I don't know. I think she was just trying to get positioning. She's undersized, too. You got to give an undersized player a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
Agree with you here, but Myatt has an opportunity to get this back to a one-possession game.
There's been a lot of reasons why NCP has a big chance of losing this game, but the free throw shooting is at the top of the list.
Major downfall in this game.
37-32. They have not led since the first half. Got it. You don't have to foul right away. You can wait a couple of seconds, get your defense going, double team, and try to get the steal.
Well, three-quarter court press.
Now you got to foul. Can't foul her, though. Don't want to foul her either. But you got no choice now. You surprised they didn't try to get it to Prue there?
A little bit, but again, time is the enemy. You just got to quickly foul. Do what you can.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised Walter Payton didn't pass it to Prue, one of their better shooters. If you make 2, game is basically over. Rebounded by Petrillo. They still have life. 55 seconds left. Petrillo gets to her spot. Gets it to go. 2-point deficit. Timeout called by Coach Henderson.
On fire.
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Big time. Circus shot going away from the rim, and she got it to fall.
That was incredible effort there by Petrillo.
We'll stick with the action. 37-35. All right, your Coach Henderson. Do you foul right away, or do you try to get that steal, let 5-10 seconds go off the clock?
I don't think you foul here. I think you just play your strong defense and hopefully you get a steal.
So just wait 15-20 seconds before you got to. You have to foul regardless because there's no shot clock.
Agreed, but I would say the pressure's been strong. I would maintain the same amount of pressure that, again, it looks like they're going back to the full court press. It's stymied the Grizzlies here in these last few minutes of the quarter.
And if you're Walter Payton, avoid the corners, dribble towards the middle. Great job passing it inbounds. They've got numbers, 3-on-1. Huge foul by Shingler. That's a clean foul. If she had gone towards the head, it would have been flagrant, but she got the shoulder, so no flagrant foul.
Quick grab. No harm on that. Now you put Ramish at the line.
Needs 2 to make it a 2-possession game. Unless, of course, NCP gets a 4-point play. Got it.
Beautiful high arcing shot.
She nails it. This is the key one that makes it a 4-point game if she gets it. Trying to drain it from 15 feet. Got it. Ice in her veins. Clutch free throws. Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. It's 39-35 Grizzlies here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are
All right, the most exciting 43 seconds in basketball. 4-point deficit. They roll the ball and start the clock. Petrillo, she's inside the three-point line. She nails it.
Call it 2.
They got a foul right away. Taking way too much time, finally fouled her.
Double bonus time now.
Man, if she just hit a 3, it would have only been a 1-point deficit.
Few shoelaces shy of getting that for a tray.
I'm a huge Bucks fan. I love the Bulls too, but I was like last year's Eastern Conference semifinals when I thought Durant hit the 3 to knock out the Bucks. As that one's good. Clutch free throws for the Grizzlies. They've been much better than NCP this game, and that's one of the main reasons they're winning. Nails
Eats it. 2 for 2.
Need a quick bucket. Petrillo trying to get to her spot. Shingler, she had a 3, decides not to. In the lane, no good. Trying to save it. Last touch by Myatt and the Mustangs, and now they're in trouble. Man, Shingler, she's got to shoot that 3 when she's got space like that. Just didn't have confidence.
She's not comfortable in that spot.
Great pass. Davis wisely holds the ball. They want to foul her. They can't. Prue has it. They still haven't fouled. Finally do. And now the 4-year varsity player in Isabella Chitaro. 5'7" guard can nail both to make it a 43-37 game. Now looking good for NCP. They do have 2 timeouts left. Over the back, no call. Monago and Glasscock went after it.
That's going to be Northside's ball in possession.
Kind of surprised they didn't call over the back, but great positioning by Glasscock to not foul. Got to shoot a 3, quick one. Got to shoot it now. Mid-range jumper, got it. Don't listen to me. I was telling him to shoot a 3. Shingler got to her spot mid-range. 41-39. We'll stick with the action. 2.8. No, not enough time. You got to get the steal practically to tie it.
Yeah, because the foul's not going to do you any good, especially with the 2-point game. They could, if they make both, game's over. If they make one and miss the second, you got to just throw a Hail Mary and hope it goes in to take it to overtime.
So I think what you're going to see, Northside's going to send all 5 defenders in the half court, and if Payton's smart about it, you do that little hesitation move where you come back to the ball, and then you speed towards the hoop. You do the basketball pass, baseball pass. The line drive, full court heave, and then you win the basketball game.
Exactly.
And even if it's a turnover, like let's say you heave the ball at half court, that's still not a terrible decision because NCP still has to get the ball and heave up a prayer three-pointer. The only thing that could hurt Walter Payton here is to pass it in the corner and the ball gets stolen.
Now Payton's going to use the timeout.
Yep. That's excellent execution by Walter Payton. You didn't like the look. You've got 3 timeouts left. You don't get extra points for keeping them, so might as well use them.
Use them or lose them, as the saying goes. This is why you bank the timeouts. And it's what's frustrating in the NBA game when you see all these teams that will bank their timeouts and extend the last 2 minutes to like a half hour.
But you just never know. I mean, I always think of that Northern Iowa game where they were up by 12 with less than a minute. Alex Caruso was on the other side playing for Texas A&M. If you don't know what you're doing on the inbounds and you wasted all your timeouts before the last minute, you just never know when you're going to need them until you need them.
Exactly. It's a great strategy when you're playing in the game or you're coaching the game, but as a viewer, as a fan, it's always frustrating because it just extends the drama.
I love when my friends get NBA TV for like 99 cents. You can watch the last 5 minutes of every NBA game for a week. And you just see how crazy these games are, who you thought the Bucks were going to dominate the game. They're up by 20 on the Suns. And then it's like 3 minutes left, and it's Bucks by 2. 2.8 seconds left, 2 timeouts remaining for Walter Payton. They get it in, they got a foul, and they do. It's smart decision by Walter Payton. The bounce pass, it takes longer for NCP to foul. The chest pass, number 1, it's easier to foul that. Number 2, it's easier to steal a chest pass.
Exactly. You leave yourself open to that steal.
Excellent execution by Walter Payton.
Big opportunity for Amos here at the line.
Got it. Ice in her veins at the charity stripe. Don't go anywhere. Post-game interviews brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Coming up next. Nails both. And that'll do it for NCP unless they get fouled, which they won't. Monaco with a late prayer as Payton College Prep with the three-peat of the Principal's Cup. And it's not about who wins and loses. It's about the principle of the matter. The principle of the cup is going back.
It's going back to 1034 North Wells, where it belongs.
Named after the famous Walter Payton, running back for the Chicago Bears. Well, partner, final thoughts before we go to our post-game show.
It's frustrating if you're Northside because this game was right there for you. Just couldn't capitalize at the free throw line. And those missed free throws are going to come back and haunt you. Those are the things that Coach Anderson has to work on with his team. With Payton, they showed some great adversity, fell behind early, 5-0, got out to that strong run in the first half. They let it slip away, especially in the fourth quarter. They're very fortunate that they were able to hit their free throws and not turn the ball over as much as Northside did in this game.
Don't go anywhere. We got post-game interviews coming up next, probably Olivia Petrillo for NCP and either Glasscott or Prue for Walter Payton. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Post-game interviews coming up next. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Irving, one-on-one with Washington. Kyrie, saucy!
Uncle Drew can do a lot of things in his old age. Dribble around opponents, take it to the hole and dunk, and emphasize how this game has always been about buckets.
I get buckets.
But the one thing he doesn't have? The vaccine. Uncle Drew, a.k.a. Kyrie Irving, still hasn't been vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus. Because of this, Kyrie can't participate in any regular season games in the state of New York. Can you imagine what Nets general manager Sean Marks is thinking right now? He has one of the best, if not the best, point guards in the NBA at creating his own shot. Now, this is a free country, and Irving has every right to not get the vaccine. But on the surface, it seems like a very selfish move, especially for a Nets team who could be unstoppable whenever Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant are the trifecta on the court. So now Marks has to consider the best alternative for the Nets. Should they keep Irving and deal with the constant media circus that comes with having Kyrie on the roster? Or should Brooklyn trade Kyrie, even if that means trading him for 75 cents on the dollar? And with Omicron rearing its ugly head at NBA players and creating COVID-19 health protocols, the virus is clearly very contagious. Just look at the Nets, for example. As recently as Christmas Day, the Nets had 10 players in COVID-19 health protocols, which includes Irving, Durant, and LaMarcus Aldridge. Aldridge sometimes starts in the front court for the Nets. So Brooklyn was essentially missing 3 starters on December 25th due to Omicron. Omicron is clearly very contagious, and with Irving not having a single Pfizer or Moderna shot, there's a good chance that Irving could spread the virus back to his teammates. And since Irving can't even play in some of these games, even if he's not in the coronavirus contact tracing protocol, he's basically more of a liability than an asset. The issue is no team wants to deal with this constant Irving COVID circus, including the Nets. Irving is a borderline Hall of Famer once he retires, but his crazy big contract, as well as his off-the-court problems, can force teams to avoid trading for this potential locker room cancer. Even before COVID, Irving was a terrible leader once he got traded to the Boston Celtics. And since joining the Nets, Irving has been anything but a saint. Since becoming a resident of New York City, Irving has missed games voluntarily due to several reasons. One of them was for Black Lives Matter and rejecting the 2020 NBA bubble. Before the vaccine became available to people below the age of 50, he was still refusing to wear a mask at public gatherings. Irving clearly doesn't understand the seriousness of COVID. Everybody has their opinions on the vaccine, but he was against wearing masks even before the vaccine was allowed for public injection. Still, he's under contract, and as long as he doesn't retire or commit any illegal acts, it's going to be hard for the Nets to sue for breach of contract. If the Nets determine they're in salary cap hell, which they are, and think that they would be a better team without Kyrie, it might be time to trade this former all-star point guard versus keeping him. Are there any takers for Kyrie? Possibly, but there hasn't been any serious trade talks. Another issue for the Nets is Kyrie loves playing in the Big Apple. I don't really blame him, and according to Nick Wright from Fox Sports 1, he would rather retire than play for another team. No team would trade for Kyrie if he immediately retires. However, mindsets can change, and with the Bulls and Bucks playing some very good basketball as of late, there are no guarantees the Nets even make it to the NBA Finals. Durant and Harden aren't getting any younger, so Irving has to be a little open-minded to the idea of a trade. He would also get to be the number 2 scoring option again, a role he thrived at during his glory years with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The most recent trade rumor was the Dallas Mavericks, but according to Mark Stein, Mavericks owner Mark Cuban adamantly denies pursuing the Nets starting point guard. And for good reason. Luka Doncic loves playing point guard, and Kyrie is probably too small to play shooting guard. The Mavs would have to have 2 ball-dominant guards in their backcourt. And as we saw in Houston with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, that strategy is usually doomed to fail. Even when Chris Paul was in Houston, that marriage with the beard became a divorce in less than 5 seasons. What's really interesting is, as recently as a couple of months ago, Philadelphia was rumored to be a good fit to trade for Irving. However, the Nets don't want to trade.
Oh, shit. Let me get rid of the splitter here. Almost forgot. Broadcast Solutions. My name's Kyle Smith, but mine doesn't matter. This young lady matters. Olivia Petrillo, a tough luck loss for the Mustangs tonight. They came out firing, had struggles in the second half, but they came out firing in that first half. Almost got the W, but they fall 43-39 to their rivals, Walter Payton College Prep, in the Principal's Cup. That's a really cool cup, by the way. Have you been thinking about that all season to win that cup back?
Definitely. I mean, we probably we haven't had it for the past couple of years, so we really thought like this year our team's definitely a little bit older now, so we were really hoping to get it back. But I mean, this was like a really good game. We both played really hard, so like, I mean, we all played good, so at least I'm happy about that.
Me and my color commentator were talking about your shot. We're referencing Dwayne Wade with that backboard shot. Do you kind of try to compare yourself to that, or is there any other NBA player or WNBA player where you like to do that little off the glass, little kiss off the glass from 5 feet away?
I mean, I wasn't really trying to hit it off the glass. Like my layups, yeah, I just like they were up on me, so if I just hit it up on there, it kind of goes in. So that's why I was putting it up that high, and I guess it's just the way my shot fell tonight, so yeah.
The mid-range game, especially down the stretch, was working well for you. Have you worked on that a lot in practice, especially your conditioning, to make sure you're not so tired in these very tough parts of the game, down by 4 with under a minute to go?
Definitely, yeah. I've been working on my conditioning. I probably need to work a little bit more on it, but definitely like the pull-up jump shot has been something I've been working on, especially because I'm so left-handed. I like to have another thing to do. But yeah, I really been trying to work on that shot.
So what's it like, this Principal's Cup? Is there a lot of bragging rights on social media? Do you know a lot of these players through AAU, feeder, and travel?
Some of them, a lot of them look familiar. I don't really know them. But, definitely it was the seniors, my freshman year, were very adamant on, the fact that they had it the year before I came here. So now we're definitely really looking to win it this year. Not this year, the year after.
You guys have a really good team. Just what's going on at the free throw line? Just can't finish right now from 15 feet.
You mean free throw shots?
Yeah, free throw shots.
Yeah, we work on them a lot at practice, but I think it sometimes gets hard, especially towards the end of the game. We're definitely very on and off with free throw shots. Sometimes we're good at them, and sometimes we're not as good. But we definitely do need to work on that. But I guess, yeah.
Final thoughts about the game, this rivalry, and your next game coming up for Northside College Prep.
Next game we're playing Lane, and we're really excited to play that team too. But yeah, I think if we just keep playing like this, we'll be able to finish the season pretty strong.
Olivia, some great shots down the stretch. Just wasn't enough, but you did your part to help your team with the comeback up.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Olivia Petrol. We're going to take a break. Coming up next, it's Glasscott from Walter Payton College Prep. You're watching the postgame show, brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions.
It's October 1st, 2007. Game 163 is taking place between the Colorado Rockies and the San Diego Padres. It's in the bottom of the 13th inning, a tie score at 8-8. The winner of this game gets a date with the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Division Series. This is obviously a must-watch TV baseball game. Who doesn't want to watch a one-game playoff that goes into extra innings? However, to fully appreciate what happens next, we have to know the history of both franchises. We have to understand that neither...
Welcome to the postgame show, brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, our last interview of the evening. I'm Kyle Smith, but of course, my name doesn't matter. This young lady matters. Ella Glasscott, as Payton College Prep, the three-peat. They've won 3 straight times for the Principal's Cup. We talked about it with Olivia Petrillo. She's on the losing end. What's it like on the winnings end, winning that huge gold trophy with the net around it?
Oh, it's a great feeling. We have it during our basketball open house, and it brings a big draw just because it's so big and so large, especially with the net, and it's a big thing for us to try and keep winning. We're going to keep that up, hopefully a 4-peat.
How big is this rivalry? People that aren't familiar with Northside against Walter Payton, or people that aren't even familiar with the Chicago Public League?
It's pretty important to us. It's a lot of high academic schools playing against each other, and especially we've been to school with a lot of people. I know a few girls on the other team, and just being able to play against your teammates and friends makes it a big rivalry and a tough one.
You guys really won this game because of your free throw shooting. Have you been working on that a lot in practice? Northside really struggled with that tonight.
Yeah, free throw shooting is a big thing. After every water break, we shoot free throws, and if however many less than 10 that you miss, it's a run. So no one wants to run, so you got to make the free throws.
Big time game, especially by Fiona Prue's jump shooting. Do you feel comfortable passing it to her, coming off a screen like that, like we saw tonight?
Yes, of course. She's a great three-point shooter. We've had her all year. Just give it to her, and it's good 3 points from the corner.
So 3 times the charm for Walter Payton College Prep. Are we going to see a 4-peat next season?
Hopefully. It'll be a lot of our girls' senior year, so hopefully they can win it all the way through.
Final thoughts about the game, this rivalry, and your next game coming up?
We got to work on breaking that press and making sure we can get buckets in a zone.
Thank you so much, and have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
That's Ella Glasscott, and that does it for our post-game show and broadcast. So for Hayden Worry, Q, and Kyle Smith, we'll see you next time on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
He went undrafted, and he had to continue his career by slinging the pigskin in the Arena Football League in NFL Europe. He was absolutely dominant in both leagues, leading him to catching the eye of the St. Louis Rams. The Rams signed the ageless rookie, where he spent the 1998 season as the